Alrighty, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everybody to the McDonCast, the funnest podcast around.
Wow, this is gonna be the worst episode we've ever made.
So here's the situation. Our parents have COVID, so I can't go to the house to record. Patrick can't go to the house to record. Max and Tucker are locked in their rooms.
That's right.
So that's the vibe. That's the situation. Max, why are you redeeming sounds? Oh, that one didn't go through. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Anyway, on top of that, we took a week off.
Yeah, we also took, I think, 2 weeks off.
And
it was like 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, and while we were away, Star Wars Celebration happened.
Yeah, no, that's not important. That's not like a huge
Obi-Wan
thing.
Kenobi came out, Top Gun Maverick came out, Stranger Things 4 came out, and as well as a lot of other news that we will now have to discuss. So it's going to be a long episode, and it will be a bad episode because we don't know how to use Discord well.
And we're live for the first ever podcast. So I probably won't be reading chat much for you guys who are used to the regular live stream. This is just a podcast. I will look at chat every once in a while. Maybe I'll see what's going on over there, but I'm not going to be actively reading it like I normally do.
And for our podcast listeners, this audio is going to be much worse than it normally is.
Yeah, I apologize personally to Kilo, the only person who I think has seen every single episode of this podcast. Alrighty.
I've seen most of them.
And I think next episode also seen most of them. Okay, starting things off with gaming news. Ladies and gentlemen, gaming news right off the bat. The Star Wars Celebration just wrapping up. Wait, I gotta do the brief rundown. We got Star Wars Celebration stuff, we got TV stuff, we got Batman stuff, we got Andor stuff, we got so much all the Star Wars things, really, just everything possible Star Wars. We got business news, Obi-Wan news, we got Mission Impossible news, Thor news, Pinocchio news, business. We're talking about Obi-Wan, we're talking about Top Gun Maverick, and lots of things. Alrighty, so with all that said, yes, let's get right into it. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, which came out in 2017.
Nope.
Yeah, it did.
2019.
Came out in 2019? I thought it came out in 2017.
2019, Sam. It came out 3 years ago.
2017 Battlefront 2.
2017 was Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting it mixed up. Whatever. They're basically the same.
Yeah.
But
no, they're not. They couldn't be more different.
One of them's just good, and one of them's unplayable. Anyways, so yeah, that's if you've seen, I have the trailer playing in the corner. Patrick, have you seen the trailer?
Yeah, I've seen the new trailer. It was pretty cool.
So I think the big thing is obviously there's that character in the back to tank. Lot of theories as to who this guy is. He's seen wielding a red lightsaber in the trailer and has one arm. A lot of people are thinking that this is Darth Krayt from the expanded universe. He was a Sith Lord who was raised by Tuskens. He was actually a refugee of Order 66, sort of taken in by the Tuskens. Then he got beat up real bad by another Jedi because he went to the dark side and he was put in stasis, and he woke up after episode 6 and became the Sith Lord after Palpatine, before eventually being defeated by Cade Skywalker. Was it Cade? Yeah, I think Caden Skywalker killed him eventually. But yeah, that's what a lot of people are thinking.
So, yeah, this is going to take place 5 years after the events of the previous game. It's going to be exclusive to next-gen consoles and PC, and it's coming out in spring of next year, so definitely around that May 4th time frame. So in the trailer, we get like a crime boss character who is the same race as the Grand Inquisitor, as well as who has Cal Kestis' lightsaber in a box. And the split saber seems to be gone, so we probably won't have that in the game, or at least not at the start. There's also footage of their ship crashing. So, and we didn't see any of the crew from the first game. So
yeah.
No Stair or the Night Sister.
I think they'll be in it, but I just don't think they're in the trailer.
They're not in the trailer. They'll definitely be in it. I think we might pick up where Sayer might be dead. I think that's probably a possibility. But I don't know. It does look interesting. The first Fallen Order, fine game.
It's a good game. I enjoyed it a lot.
Like The glitches are made the game very, very, very.
See, I played
very
it a year after it
bad
came out when all the
experience.
glitches had been patched, so I was
Yeah,
not affected by how bad the game was on launch.
yeah. I still sometimes I'll fire it up just to like hit guys, and I still encounter glitches now. So if they can
fun.
get those,
Well,
if
I
they
also
can
had it
finish,
running on a very good PC. You were running it on a
Yeah.
PS4 Slim.
if they can, if they can get, if they can finish the game before they release it, I
That
think
would
we're
be
in for a
very
really, really good
cool
game.
of them if they could do that.
But I do think there's a lot of ways.
I'm a fan of unfinished games, actually. I like when they just
Yeah.
bug out and are unplayable.
Patrick's favorite thing to do is just to fire up games that can't even run on his computer and just watch his computer crash.
Basically,
trying to
no
run.
games can run on my computer. Even Minecraft gets it like chugging. So
All right,
Alrighty, next
Sam, what's
up,
our next game trailer?
we have Sonic Frontiers, everyone's
right, Sonic's
favorite
back.
franchise, the one that everyone keeps coming back to and hasn't been dead since the 90s. Sonic.
He's gone open world.
It's Sonic, but it's also Zelda now.
Yep, they're ripping off Breath of the Wild. It's a real short teaser. From the looks of it, it looks like a game where you run around like a copy paste version of the Breath of the Wild map.
That's
And
fun.
the combat looks really, really repetitive. Like it looks like a game where you hop up into the air and then press square 6 times on the PlayStation controller, and then the enemy dies, and you just do that for the entire game.
Hey, that's extremely fun gameplay. That's my favorite kind of combat, is the kind where you just press one button over and over again.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. A lot of people are pretty excited for this. They're hoping this is like the true next-gen Sonic experience.
Everyone hopes that the next Sonic game is the next-gen Sonic experience, and it never is. It's always
So
bad.
now, Sega has
name
said,
one time it's been bad.
Name one time since Sonic and Knuckles that it's been good. Okay, other than Sonic Generations.
Did you play Sonic Olympic Games?
Oh, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
That's
That
not
one was
even a
pretty
Sonic
good.
game. That's a Mario game that Sonic is in.
No. That's a Sonic game. Sonic's actually the title of that game.
It's called Mario and Sonic.
Yes, and it's only on the Wii.
That's because Nintendo wouldn't let it be on other systems.
That's the only
That means it's not really a Sega thing, is it?
Patrick got rid of his Xbox, so all he has is a Wii right now.
That's true.
Oh,
That was a good choice.
And he was texting.
It was. I'm not upset at all about that choice.
Did you sell the
No.
Xbox?
Yeah, it's gone.
How much did you sell it for?
Not much. It was an Xbox
Did you sell
One.
it? Did you sell it at GameStop?
No.
Okay, good.
Who'd you
Well, at
sell
least
it
you didn't
to?
do that. All right.
Yeah, I didn't want to get ripped off. They're like, hey, $50 for your Xbox and everything else.
Well, you were texting me. Patrick was texting me today, telling me he was bored, and we probably shouldn't have sold that Xbox.
Well, if I wouldn't have played games anyways.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, next up is Multiverses, which has released in closed alpha. You can get codes, I think, if you like follow their Twitter. I think they'll just like DM you a code like randomly if they decide that they like
If you shill for them a lot, they'll probably let you play the game.
Yeah, so it's a knockoff of Smash Brothers with no shield. There's no shield mechanic in the game. You can dodge, but there's no shield. The movement seems a little bit more limited. I've seen a little bit of gameplay just because, obviously, I'm interested because it's Smash Bros. But I mean, the game looks fine. They've promised more characters. The ones that are in the game now, there's some really weird picks. Like Arya Stark is in the game from Game of Thrones, and everyone is a cartoon.
They needed a Game of Thrones character, and I guess that's just the one they picked.
I think they'll also add Jon Snow, because they said that they're going to announce more characters.
They're going to have to add another Game of Thrones.
Well, I've only watched season 1 of Game of Thrones, so maybe she gets more important. But, like, she didn't do a whole lot.
No, she becomes pretty important towards the.
I'm halfway through the second season.
Oh no, she's still like a child. She becomes more important when she like is less of a child. Because the show went on for 8 years.
Child.
No, in the first season, literally, she's just like lives in the castle and just like plays with a sword, and that's it.
Well, she has a sword in the game, so maybe she got really good.
Eventually, she gets really good with the swords, and then she's the best sword person. Except for she's still like a small girl, so she still gets beat by like everyone because most of the people she's fighting are like 7 foot tall men. Yeah, her character's a little different. Anyway,
All right. Speaking of games, you have anything else to say on multiverses?
no, I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be interesting.
It's going to be free to play, right?
Yeah, it'll be free to play. It has like you can get skins for the characters, and some of the characters are, I assume, will be locked behind a paywall. Sort of like League of Legends, but like a Smash Bros version in terms of their monetization scheme. That's what I assume they're gonna do. Other than that, I'm excited. I'll probably play it on stream. I think it'd be a fun game to stream. Anyway, Marvel Midnight Suns, the game announced last year. Right? It was last year, or was it 2 years ago?
It was last September, I think, was when it was announced.
So this game was announced last September, and the trailer looked so weird. All the characters were like in these like bizarre like these weird outfits. The gameplay was not, that didn't show any. It just generally looked super weird and bad and probably not great. But
well, okay, it's currently getting revamped. Its new iteration will be revealed during Summer Game Fest in June. The game was supposed to come out in March of this year, but it's been delayed to the second half of the year. As far as we know, it'll have 12 playable characters, as well as the ability to create your own character and choose from 40 different superpowers.
Interesting. So
like a Lego game.
I think this game is going to be really bad. I think this game is going to be awful. This is giving me
something I would have thought was like really cool when I was 8.
Yeah, this gives me Marvel like Avengers Ultimate Alliance vibes.
It looks like it's going to be a mobile game.
There used to be this thing online. It was like a Marvel like create your own comic book character thing. It's kind of like same like that, but now it's like a game.
Well, that's just one part. Like, you don't make your own character for the whole game. You just can make your own character.
So it's like they're supposed to actually be real gameplay.
It's like Lego Star Wars, where you could make your own character, but like it's not like the main thing.
Cool.
All right.
Patrick seems very excited about that.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is going to release October 28th.
Now, just to be clear, this
Lego Star Wars, but 140p.
This is Call of Duty
the second Call of Duty
8?
Modern Warfare 2.
It's the second Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but the second Call of Duty Modern Warfare was actually Call of Duty 4.
The first Call of Duty Modern Warfare was Call of Duty 4.
No, it was Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, then another game, then another game. Now we're at Modern Warfare 1.
5, 1, 2, 3. Hang on. So we have 5 and 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it looks like there's 19. This will be 19.
This is Call of Duty 19.
If you don't count like spin-offs and ports and like remasters.
Really, it's Call of Duty like 35.
No, it's Call of Duty 19, Patrick. Don't worry. They haven't made that many. Come on.
That would be absurd. As long as you don't count.
They've only been making them since every year since 2003.
And of course, that's like the actual title releases. That's if you don't count the different versions of the game for different things.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you don't call Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered or like Call of Duty.
Or Call of Duty for the Nintendo DS. Remember that?
Yeah, if you don't count like the
where you had to aim
version.
by like drawing on the screen with the stylus.
You use the touch screen.
Yeah, that's a good way. That's a good way of aiming. That game should not have been on the DS. Whose idea was that?
It's one of like the 7 mature rated games on the Nintendo DS.
It was also one of the best selling games on the Nintendo DS.
They made 2 of them.
Yeah.
They ported 2 Call of Duties to DS.
That was
and most of them to the Wii as well.
Very good choice that they made. Alrighty.
Very good choice they made.
Moving on.
Oh
wait, yeah, we didn't finish with the actual like one sentence that we have for this game. We got sidetracked.
Oh, October 28th. That's when that one's coming out. Next Call of Duty. So woohoo!
If you're excited for Call of Duty,
Insider,
get hyped, I guess.
Put a thumbs down in the chat if you're excited for Call of Duty. According to PlayStation Insider Nick Baker, a new entry in the Sly Cooper series developed for PlayStation 5 exclusively will be announced at Sony's State of Play in September, along with a new Infamous game. Neither of these games are being developed by Sucker Punch, who created both of these series.
So first thoughts, finally. Second thoughts, these games are going to suck because they're made by different studios.
So the last Sly Cooper game we had was in 2011, I believe. It was
It was on
Thieves
the
in Time.
PlayStation Vita.
It was on the Vita and it was on the 3.
Yeah,
And it was Sanzaru Games made it. And it was okay. Like it was like
it wasn't
fine.
like it wasn't critically acclaimed, but it was hated.
Basically just more of the same. Like they didn't like change a whole lot.
It's Sony's only platformer. It's what it's what it is.
Yeah, I mean the first 3 aren't like a juggernaut or like a fan favorite series,
But they do have a cult following.
That's where they're more cult games, and then Infamous. There hasn't been one since Second Son, and that was in 2014. So that'll be a 8-year gap, and then Sly Cooper, that would be like an 11-year gap in between those games. But it doesn't make sense that they are getting these up and running. We're currently in a state of IP war with the video game industry. Whoever has the most IPs wins.
Which is a good way to do
Sony's trying to, and also Sony just needs to ramp up the number of exclusives on the PlayStation 5 in general. Most of their big hitters so far have been also on the PlayStation 4. And if they want people to actually go out and find a PlayStation 5, they're going to have to start putting games on it.
Yeah,
that they can't just buy on their PS4.
People, they need to make consoles. Why aren't they making consoles?
Chip shortage, Sam.
How is that still going on? COVID's been over for like a year.
Shortage?
How are we still doing chip shortage? Just fix it now. Fix it.
Because there's one country in the entire world that makes all of our microchips.
No, the US also makes
constant.
chips. China makes chips. Sometimes Japan makes chips. Lots of countries make chips.
Taiwan makes chips.
Taiwan makes 95% of our chips.
Well, they should make them faster.
And we have to ship them, and they're constantly under threat by the CCP. So,
well, that's dumb fixing.
Well, I'm new to Twitch. Will we get in trouble for saying Taiwan's its own independent nation?
I don't know.
Oh, all right.
We can just skip past this.
Alrighty. Daybreak Games cancels their new Marvel MMO and decides to focus on their long-term strategy.
So Marvel decided their game was bad and ripped the IP away from them.
Yeah.
So the studio's gonna tank.
Who thought a Marvel MMO was even remotely a good idea? Who thought an MMO in 2022 was a good idea?
So, I mean,
Daybreak Games, Sam. Daybreak Games.
Yeah, they thought
2022, guys. WoW is the only profitable MMO. Pretty more or less. And that game is like 20 years old or something like that.
So Daybreak Games makes Just Survive, Payday, Plants vs. Zombies for the PlayStation
Plants vs. Zombies.
3.
I mean, that's a classic. I've heard of that game. That's on the iPhone.
DC Universe Online.
Oh, that's a classic. I remember the trailer for that at DC Fandom like 3 years ago, and no one ever played it or talked about it.
They ported Bejeweled 2 to the PlayStation 3.
They ported Bejeweled 2 to the play. No way!
To be fair, that game's kind of a banger.
Bro, the PlayStation 2? Bejeweled?
And they made The Matrix Online back in 2005. Which is canon to the Matrix lore.
That's
extremely
awesome.
Underrated.
So obviously they were a very qualified studio, and I do not understand how they got this project taken away from them.
Yeah, honestly, they deserve it. I don't really understand why this would ever go downhill. I mean, the porters of Bejeweled 2, giving them Marvel and telling them to make a game in an outdated format that hasn't been used well since the early 2000s. Come on, guys.
I think Marvel's Avengers scared Marvel.
I think Marvel's Avengers was a travesty that should never have been made the way it was.
Well, I think
or by Square Enix. Why did they give it to Square Enix?
I mean,
they wanted it to be good.
Square Enix doesn't make action games.
Well, they gave it to Crystal Dynamics, who have made quality action games in the past. But then they just decided it should be a pay-to-win online co-op game. So it's kind of Marvel's fault for letting them do that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
Speaking of companies that make poor decisions.
All right, into business news, everybody. Business news, gaming business news. Patrick, your camera's dying, by the way. I just thought I'd mention that.
It looks fine on my
Oh,
end.
I can see it on the stream. It looks terrible.
You're
MacBook Pro.
okay. There we go. I fixed it. You're
Patrick,
good now.
is Patrick watching this stream right
I
now?
think he might
Yeah.
be. Alrighty, EA is looking to sell or merge. So continuing the news from last week, if you guys have seen last week's McDonCast, you would know they are looking to sell their studio because they are bubba broke because all the games they make suck big bungus. And
Did we talk about this last week?
we did a little bit, but we didn't have this specific information. They apparently tried to make one deal involved with NBC Universal, which apparently did not go through because they could not agree on a price, which makes sense because they are money-hungry, biggity buttholes who make crappy games.
So
Again, not the developers. We're talking about the publisher. The developers, they do what they can. It's not their fault that everything gets rushed.
I feel like this would be something
Every game they make is
PlayStation.
like Frozen 2.
I think.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a chance? Do you think there's a chance that Xbox or PlayStation pick them up?
I think PlayStation has no. I think Xbox has like a 60% chance of picking them up, just because they buy literally every studio. They already have
the most things. They're like the Netflix of online gaming. Like they'll just buy everything just to say they have the most things.
Yeah, and they already have the EA games on Game Pass. They've merged those two
That's true,
things together already.
Gaming
So we
thing.
know that they're not like we know they're buddy with each other. I feel like that's it. That would be an easy bet to make, I would say. I don't know if PlayStation would want to buy them just because they seem a little bit more hesitant to buy out studios like that. They did buy 343, I think, recently though, or Bungie, not 343.
Did about Bungie, yeah. 343 is Xbox.
But who wouldn't want EA?
Well, now as much as people poop on EA,
they make one good game.
No, it's not even that they make good games. It's that they make games that sell a lot of copies, whether or not they're good. I mean, you own the rights to Madden football. You're going to sell 12 million units a year on just that one game. So even just from a financial standpoint, I think somebody's going to
what they do is they just change the name of the title on the game and then they re-release it.
Patrick,
new players.
Patrick, they put different football players on the cover every year. I mean, that's a big improvement from my point of view.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's important. So if they didn't do that, they would be too similar.
That's right. You wouldn't be able to tell Madden 08 from Madden 09. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
anyway,
they need to. Honestly, I just want EA to go away. EA has too many good IPs and they make sucky games. Like if EA just disappeared, we might get a good football game. We might get a good sports game. We might get a good Star Wars game. We need EA to just go away so all the cool stuff that they have can go to someone else.
EA pooped the bed so hard with Star Wars that Lucasfilm ripped away their exclusivity of it.
Yeah,
they had
every time you say pooped the bed now, I think of Amber Heard.
Yeah, they freaking Amber Hearded all over Star Wars.
They had the exclusive rights to what was at the time the most popular film franchise in the world, and they screwed it up so bad that Disney, a company that thinks video games are worthless, took the video game rights away from them.
Yeah.
So that just shows you
Disney knows how to make money. It's their favorite thing.
Unless it's video games, then they don't understand them.
Well, that's because they barely understand making movies and shows.
Alrighty, what is next? Alrighty, okay. This is interesting. So a group of developers at Ravensoft, which is an Activision subsidiary, which, given this news, makes perfect sense.
I saw you delete that from the docket.
I don't know what he deleted. Have unionized, making them the first American game development studio to do so. So that's
good for them.
News. Yeah, good for them. Hopefully they don't all get fired immediately, which is usually what happens.
And closed down.
Yeah. Alrighty, TLC Technologies, a tech-oriented consulting firm, speculates that mid-generation console upgrades will arrive late 2023, early 2024. This is just
Seems too early.
This is just not gonna happen.
It's too early. It's way too early.
PS5s and
They
PS4s.
can barely make the ones that are out.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
The ones that are out have barely even hit the shelves.
Did the PS5 launch in 2020?
Yes.
Have we had the PS5 for almost 2 years yet?
Well, it launched
2
like
years
late
now?
2020. It launched like around the holiday
I know
season.
they always come out in like November, December, but like, is it? It's been that long?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the PS5 has been out for 2 years now.
Almost 2 years. Yeah.
Xbox Series X, 2 years now. They came out like at the exact same time.
A year and a half. About,
And
yeah.
still, hardly anyone has them.
They're still hard to get.
it's not
Which-
that people don't want them; it's that they can't find them.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't understand how, like, that's what I'm saying with the chip shortage. Like, how is this still this bad? Like, I don't get it. Like, it should have, like, I understand maybe if it's still kind of bad. Like, how is it still as bad as it was in 2020? Like, that just make it make sense. Anyways, I think that's it for the gaming news. Now on to
Oh,
Is there one more?
I just have one question.
Yes.
When do you think they will have mid-generation console upgrades?
I think mid-generation is coming out when the new Switch comes out.
I think. Okay. Well, the next Switch is coming out
I'm calling 2025.
Probably 2025 for the next Switch and console updates.
Yeah.
So you're saying Switch lifespan 8 years,
Yeah, I mean, the 3DS was 10 years.
but that was well, I don't know. I think Switch upgrade 2024. I think they're. I think we have a solid year and a half left of Switch, and then they're done. And then the
Forever.
mid-generational.
I think the Switch will launch with Mario Kart 9 in early or mid 2025.
I don't think it'll launch. With Mario
I think
Kart 9.
Metroid will get pushed back to 2024. I think Zelda will
Metroid's
carry
gonna-
it through 2023, and I think
I think
that'll generally be the
Metroid's
launch
going to be
schedule.
I think Metroid's going to be the last big game for Switch on the console, and because of that, it's not going to sell very well, and then we'll never get another Metroid Prime. But that's not important. I think Mario, the next 3D Mario, is going to be the closest thing to the big launch title for the next Switch.
Yeah. So, okay, I think that
Because
this is
they're
sort of
they're
unrelated, but I think that we're going to see mid consoles come out 2025. I think the Switch 2 is going to come out late 2024 or mid 2024 if it comes out in 2024.
I think it's going to have the same launch.
I think it will launch
as the first Switch.
I think it will launch
I think-
with Mario Kart 9 and Mario Odyssey 2, and I don't think we'll see either of those games on the regular Switch.
I don't think it'll launch with both. It's only going to launch with one. They're going to want to space them out. I think Mario Kart 9 will probably
Well, I
come
mean,
out that
same year,
Christmas.
not maybe launch titles, but same year.
I don't think 9's going to launch with it just because they're not even thinking about making Mario Kart 9 right now. Like they're not even going to start on that until like right towards the end of the Switch's life when Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
Yeah, I
stops
guess
selling.
that makes sense. Yeah,
They're
because
gonna start
they've
thinking
promised
about
what,
Mario
4
Kart.
years of content for that.
Mario Kart 8 will never
Yeah.
stop selling.
Yeah, which is why they're never going to make 9. But Odyssey, another 3D Mario. We have no news on it. It's already been 5 years since the last 3D Mario game. They're always working on one, so we're going to get it at some point. And there's just no way to cram it into the current Switch release schedule without it getting cannibalized or drowned out by something else.
Yeah.
And it'd be smarter just to save it for the next Switch.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anyway, next up we have
And then
Is
sorry,
there-
one more thing.
one more thing.
And then I think
Just like it's
in terms of mid
direct.
mid-generation updates for Xbox and PlayStation, I think it is likely we do get revisions in
Maybe they'll
2020.
be announced then. They won't arrive.
Well, when
I
does
think they'll
Unreal
be-
Engine 5 come out?
I don't think there'll be upgrades. I don't think you'll get a PS5 Pro. I think you'll get a PS5 Slim. I think you'll get Slim models probably 2024.
We already have those though.
Like actual, like smaller Slim, not digital editions. Like actual,
No,
like,
you'll have
No, but
the,
I think the digital editions are taking the spot of the slim ones, at least for now.
No.
I think
I think they're going to make a straight up Slim because they're going to make a
have
smaller
You're
one.
gonna have the
Have you seen the
Xbox
PS5
Series
It's huge.
XS, and you're gonna have the Xbox Series S.
I mean,
and
part
it
of the
won't be
biggest
confusing at all.
I
The
can't wait
biggest
for the
thing
Xbox Series XS. Like they'll just
That's what
put
it'll be
the two
called.
letters together.
and then it'll be the Xbox SS.
Yeah. No, wait, no, not that.
no,
No, let's not do. Let's not have an Xbox with that name.
I'm not worried about Xbox because they're notoriously good at naming consoles, so I think
Yeah.
we'll be okay.
I do think they're going to make a slim PS5 because the digital edition is the same size, and so I think the PS5 it's so huge and bulky, and it can't like even really sit on its side straight. So I think they are going to slim that one down.
All right, what's your question? That's for person in chat. Someone said they have a question. Okay. Or well, next said they had a question.
Sorry to interrupt. May I ask a question? No.
While you're asking your question, we're gonna move on to the next category.
Please make sure.
Okay, wait. Are you still gonna stream Fortnite? Yes. Baymax. Baymax. Is this a show? A movie? We're on to TV news. TV news. Trailer time. TV time. Talking about TV. All the streams. All the memes. Okay, Baymax.
I like how everyone's question is just when are you going to stop with this and do the thing you like.
This is the thing that people need to start.
This is the big boy right here. This is the quality entertainment everyone wants.
Someone just said Jurassic Park. Yeah, that's not. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, TV news. Baymax will release June 29th. Why is this in the? Why did Disney announce this right now?
Oh, they didn't announce this. We've known about this for about a year and a half.
So why is it? Oh, we just got a trailer for it.
We know it's going to release.
Oh, okay.
And we know it's got a trailer.
Yeah, this is a series of animated shorts.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, it looks fun. It looks fine.
You remember Baymax from Big Hero 6?
I do. Why did they never make another
like
one?
The Michelin Man?
Yeah, they just sort of gave up on that whole IP.
I don't know why. They made a TV series for Disney XD, and then they never made just like an actual sequel.
That was such a fun movie, though.
And you think because Marvel has just exploded completely that they would just cash in on that? Because Big Hero 6.
You would think so, but they decided actually not to do that instead.
How much did that make? Did it not make a lot of money?
It made lots. It was hugely popular when it came out, I thought.
It made like $650 million. That's a pretty good amount of money. That's more money than I have.
Like when I was in 8th grade, people were freaking losing their minds over this movie. They were like, "Oh my gosh!" They were doing, remember the thing? They'd be like, "Blah blah blah," that. You remember when people would do that?
It was a good movie.
It was great. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't phenomenal. It wasn't like the best movie, but it was okay. It wasn't horrible. Alrighty.
All right.
I think that's it for Baymax. Let's move on now to Andor.
Andor trailer was dope. Like, I was not excited for this at all, and now I'm kind of interested a little bit. I'm not interested in what Andor is doing. I'm interested in what's happening around him.
Yeah, I don't care about Andor, but I like what they're going for here, which is because it looks like it's going to be like half of the show is Andor, and then the other half is Mon Mothma.
Things we care about.
Yeah, Mon Mothma's cool. I remember Mon Mothma.
It looks like she's gonna have a really big role in this, and because we see like
rebellion stuff.
What's the Star Wars meme where it's like blip crapo? Like where Star Wars fans will get excited just because one character from the background of one thing is going to be in the next thing.
Oh no! What was his name?
Well, I'm not saying the last name they actually use, but it's blip crapo.
It's blip crapo. That's what they call it.
But like, I feel like us talking about Mon Mothma is really just harkening back to that.
I don't care about Mon Mothma, but it looks like they're going to be exploring like the political. Like,
you guys remember Wilro Hood, the guy with the Camtono running through the background of Cloud City?
Oh, with the ice cream machine that they later decided was a codec of all their important locations. Yeah.
Right.
No. It looks like this is what Rebels was sold as, which is like the actual formation of the rebellion.
Yeah, we're seeing
not just from like.
Not just like some 5 dudes in the middle of the rebellion that's already started that were just like mildly influential, kinda.
We're seeing the rebellion.
Yeah.
Like Mon Mothma forming political allies and like Andor running around on the ground doing spy stuff, which is a really good idea for a show.
I feel like this is gonna be much closer in terms of tone to Bad Batch. where we're seeing the sort of the formation of the police state. We're seeing the sort of the manual registration of all the citizens of the galaxy,
and
maybe the creation of the you know how the Emperor has that supercomputer that like keeps track of like everyone's political ideas on Coruscant.
Yes, Sam, I'm very aware of that.
That's a thing.
Minute detail.
I feel like they're probably going to explore that in Andor.
And we also got to look at Andor's backstory, because he was a member of the Separatists before he was in the Rebellion.
Oh, that's
which is why there's clone troopers and clone attack ship gunships. That's what they're called.
That's a little strange.
There are heroes on both sides, Sam. That's what
I've been in the fight since I was 6 years old. Who are you fighting then? The Republic?
The clones. Yep.
Okay, interesting. So I guess they're going to be doing the whole, the Republic was also kind of bad. Like, is that the vibe they're going to go with?
Has there been a good government in Star Wars yet? I don't think
the New Republic was basically just like the most laissez-faire government of all time. So I mean, they were all right.
Yeah, and look how that went for them.
That went great. They only got blown up because they sucked at doing military.
You mean like their entire like system of planets got just destroyed?
Don't worry.
They
about
literally in the actual canon, like Leia went to the Republic multiple times and was like, they're building a big death laser on this planet.
Oh, you remember? Wait, was it Starkiller Base that destroyed that whole system?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care about those people at all.
Well, we didn't even get to see them.
We didn't even get to
oh wait, there's a New Republic. What? Okay.
Not anymore. The sequels were good movies that made sense. Alrighty.
Yes.
Moving on. Oh wait, should we say when it comes out?
So Andor is going to have it's going to be 2 seasons total. The first season is going to be 12 episodes. It's going to start on August 31st. Season 2 is also going to be 12 episodes. Shooting's going to begin in the fall. The first season will take place 5 years before Rogue One and cover the span of a year, and season 2 will end before Rogue One.
You know what I hate is like when they're like, hey, we just made this thing and it's so good that we're already greenlighting a season 2, or like we're already greenlighting a
this looks
movie,
to me like they were just
movies.
wanted to make a longer show and just didn't have time.
I mean, obviously they're trying to finish the story, right?
It looks like they have
a lot of the times they promise like additional movies or sequels
just
or something,
to build
and
hype.
then the thing is received poorly, and they're like, whoops.
Oh wait, we got a comment that's actually funny. Wasted said, after this, can we talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? Alrighty.
Jaden Smith might hop on.
We'll get Jaden Smith on the podcast. Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
Let's talk about Willow, which I have not even seen the trailer for this one yet. But
Sam, do you remember the movie Willow?
I remember the George Lucas animated film that our friend from Boy Scouts' dad worked on. I do remember that movie, yes.
So that's
that guy.
That's a different movie.
This is unrelated to that Willow.
This is the movie Willow from 1988, produced by Lucasfilm, directed by Ron Howard.
Oh, that's the one where he was like, I made Star Wars for boys. This one's for the girls. Remember when he said that?
Davis. I think you're thinking of a different one.
No, that's what George Lucas said when he made the animated one.
Oh, Strange Magic?
Yeah, he made Strange Magic, and he was like, I made Star Wars for boys. This one's for girls. He literally said that.
Better days for the boys.
Took him 40 years.
Oh, they're doing a How to Train Your Dragon. That's nice.
Anyway, said, by the way, Strange Magic cost $100 million and made $13 million.
Hey, that was money well spent, okay?
Oh, yeah, hang on. I'm reading the notes. It says, Star Wars was for 12-year-old boys. I figured I better make one for 12-year-old girls.
That's a little weird coming from George, not gonna lie.
He wanted to make a movie for his 3 daughters. And he thought of the idea 15 years before it was actually made.
God bless America. Alrighty. Anyways, what is next? All right, Willow. Yeah, I don't care about Willow. Bad Batch.
The only notable thing.
Sam, you just texted me. I'm recording right now, but
sorry,
you can text
that was someone. That's for someone else.
The only notable thing about Willow is that it's the first non-Star Wars project Lucasfilm has made in one since the Disney acquisition and two since Red Tails 10 years ago. It's been 10 years since Lucasfilm made a thing that wasn't Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, they're not good at making things that aren't Star Wars, so that makes sense.
Sam, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones 4.
Bye, everybody. Good podcast.
Indiana Jones.
They're barely good at making Star Wars. Let's not push it.
American Graffiti.
Okay, that's not... No one knows it. That does not count. Alrighty, moving on. Bad Batch Season 2 premieres this fall on Disney+.
There was a trailer for this. Did you watch it?
I did watch the trailer for this.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe What's-Her-Face will be more tolerable.
Omega? Your favorite character?
Omega. My favorite character.
Yeah, so I'm excited. Okay, so the big reveal in the trailer was
is that Genji, or what's his face? The little Wookiee boy from the Youngling storyline.
Yeah, he's back.
Clone Wars. He's back. He didn't die. Do you think they're gonna bring in all of the Younglings or just him?
I hope they bring them all back, but I think it would also be kind of dark if they don't. I kind of want them to not. I kind of want Genji to be the only one that survived.
Should Genji join the Bad Batch?
I don't think he should join the Bad Batch, but I want him to be a recurring character.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
I think it would be cool to have him as sort of a mainstay on the show. Like sort of like what's an example from Clone Wars? Sort of like what was Ahsoka's sometimes boyfriend?
What's his
Von
face
Terry.
from
sort of like that, where he's like on there sometimes, you know?
Yeah. So and then we also saw Rex is back.
Which he was in the show before.
Yeah, and they announced that Commander Cody's going to be in this next season as well. So he would presumably be evil because he was also evil along with the rest of the clones. Do you think he'll be the lead villain for this season?
Who?
That would Commander Cody.
I think that would be really cool.
Who was the lead villain last season? I forgot.
I guess Crosshair.
Yeah, sort of mostly Crosshair.
Yeah, but he was working for someone.
No, he was working for the Empire.
Oh, yeah. Those guys.
Patrick did watch back.
The villain of Star Wars, like all the time, always.
Sometimes, not always.
Literally always. Okay, anyway.
Sometimes not, though.
Sometimes it's the people who are going to be the Empire or are basically the same as the Empire with a slightly different name.
Do you think this season will be better than season 1?
I hope so, because season 1 was very boring.
Yeah, this does look like it.
I hope that this show goes the same way Rebels did, where season 1 was really boring and just a bunch of side quest missions, and then all the cool stuff starts happening now.
It does look like they have something close to an actual narrative going on here.
Yeah.
And, that the Emperor's in this. He's going to be in the season. They're running around with crabs. I'm looking at the trailer right now.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it all. Like, I know that I'm gonna watch it, but
we have to watch it.
Yeah, we have to. It's part of our job at this point. Alrighty. Is there more for Bad Batch? Or is that pretty much covered?
I have no other thoughts.
Alrighty. I'm excited for Bad Batch season 2, but that's just because I like Clone Wars. All right, Gotham Knights.
Wait, my question: should they continue to air this show weekly? Because this is also going to be 16 episodes.
No, they should stop airing the shows. Actually, you know what? Fine. Okay, not this one though. Maybe 2 episodes at once.
I think they should dump the first 8 all at once and then the second 8 all at once.
Because it's too slow otherwise. Like for big shows like Mandalorian, Moon Knight, like the big hitters, those I want weekly because I want to talk about them like every week with my friends. But like,
because stuff happens in those.
Yeah.
Sometimes stuff doesn't happen in these.
Also, these are all 22 minutes long. These are all half-hour episodes.
Yeah,
so they're just short in general.
And 7 minutes of that is the credits for all the different countries that they have the show in. All right, Gotham Knights. Is this a show?
Sam, did you see the trailer for this?
I didn't know that they made a trailer for this.
Oh my god, it looks so bad.
Oh, how bad are we talking here? Like Titans bad or like the Flash current season bad?
Like, Sam, this is going to be worse than Titans and Batwoman.
Worse than Titans.
So the plot of the show.
That you didn't watch all of Titans. I did. That's a heavy statement.
The plot of the show is that Batman dies, right? And his adopted son, and when I say adopted son, I don't mean Robin. It's not Dick Grayson. It's not Jason Todd. It's not Tim Drake.
Not any of his actual adopted sons.
It's some random guy. Okay.
Different adopted son of Batman.
He teams up with the Joker's daughter. Bluebird and her brother.
Yeah, heavy hitting characters.
And Carrie Kelly, and they fight Two-Face, and that is the show.
Is this show CGI animated?
No, this is a live action CW show.
Oh wait, this might be the trailer for the game.
The trailer is almost 4 minutes long.
Let me find the trailer. I had what I thought was the trailer pulled up, but it's...
Tucker, 3 minutes and 38.
This is not the trailer for the one.
Yeah, I want you guys to take a look at this. It looks like Batwoman. Like, it looks not great at all.
Because the game trailer had Nightwing in it, and I was like, wait, he's not. From what you're describing, he's just not supposed to be here.
Nightwing's not in it. None of them have superhero aliases. They're all just people in black leather jackets.
All right, I'm not sure where to put this because Max is gone. I was putting the video over Max's thing, but now he's gone, so I guess, Tucker, just part of your head's going to be covered up by the DC logo.
You know what? I'm gonna have to. I'm willing to make the sacrifice for Gotham Knights.
All right, so here we can see Code Black Decrypt. Is this more game footage or is this the show?
Sam, you're still watching this
is
video game trailer.
Where's the freaking show? This one's also 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
The only people I can see who posted it are the Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes put it up.
Okay, here we go. CW trailer. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh,
I'm just mesmerized by how good this looks.
Oh yeah, baby.
Put that as a pull quote on the trailer. I'm mesmerized by how good this looks.
I got like knockoffs.
So we got a party going on. We've got what name? What's Bruce but like dumber? We got Loose Wayne. That's Loose Wayne. That's his name.
I don't even know what the character's name is.
His name's Loosey Goosey Wayne.
Loosey Goosey Wayne himself.
And the Joker's daughter, also known as I'm the Joker's baby, not I'm the Joker baby, I'm the Joker's baby.
The character's name is Turner Hayes.
Turner Hayes. Why is his last name not Wayne?
I'm looking. It does not appear that he is a comic character at all.
Oh, he's just totally made up.
He's totally made up.
Oh, well, the CW is great at original content. They're so good at that.
Original ideas.
Okay, we got what appears to be the offspring of several different DC characters. Oh, so this is like Descendants, but for Batman.
Sort of, but none of the characters are matter. Oh,
yeah, just like Descendants, but it's for Batman.
Oh, just so you know, they couldn't even get Commissioner Gordon on here. So the commissioner in Gotham is Harvey Bullock. Like, they couldn't even get
the rights to Commissioner Gordon.
But they got Gotham.
So our lineup is Joker's daughter, Turner Hayes, fan favorite character, Carrie Kelly from Dark Knight Returns, but not at all, completely different at this point. Harper Row, who's Bluebird, whose power in the comics is she has a big gun that shoots tasers.
So she just has a regular taser?
Yeah, and Colin Rowe, whose thing in the comics is that he's Harper Rowe's little brother, and he just kind of is like pathetic and constantly needs to be saved.
Because everyone knows who Harper Rowe is.
That's Bluebird. Harper Rowe and Bluebird are the same person.
Yeah, everyone knows who Bluebird is.
They're recent creations. They didn't pop up until the New 52. And then we have Stephanie Brown is our last member, who has been, a million different Batman sidekicks. Spoiler, Batgirl. I think she was Robin at one point.
She was Robin for a week before she became Batgirl, I think.
Yeah, these are all of the all-stars, Sam.
A new generation. We've got girl with goggles, girl with slightly kinda red hair, regular man, girl
Carrie Kelly.
some braids, a cocaine spoon.
Carrie Kelly doesn't even wear the green glasses. That's like her thing.
What green glasses?
She doesn't wear the big green cowl goggle thing.
Oh, what is she supposed to have, like Flygon goggles?
Yeah, something like that.
We got a Batman hat. Oh, they found the Batcave. How did this guy not know the Batcave existed? Okay, yeah, that looks really dumb. The CW continuing to just knock it out of the park, as always.
Gotham Knights, baby.
The CW just doesn't miss. I don't know what to say.
They canceled every other Arrowverse show, but they greenlit this one. This is the one that's
that should tell you that they have faith.
They're like, how can we save our network? This is it.
I know. Let's make a show with no characters that anyone knows or recognizes, and bet everything on it. All right.
Well, nobody knew Arrow really before they did the Arrow show.
People knew who Green Arrow was. He's just Batman with a bow and arrow.
He wasn't very mainstream.
Patrick, Green Arrow had source material. Turner Hayes does not.
Turner Hayes sounds like the CEO of a mayonnaise
unlimited
company.
Possibilities.
The CEO of a mayonnaise company.
Sounds like Hellman's child.
Speaking of disappointing superhero TV news, Matt Corman and Chris Ord have been hired to write a revival of Daredevil for Disney Plus.
And for those of you who don't recognize the names of these distinguished gentlemen, they're known for such works like Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and some sort of sexy spy thriller movie that no one remembers.
So they have written 2 episodes of The Enemy Within, which is a 2019 ABC spy show.
Mm-hmm.
They've written 2 episodes of The Brave, which was another thing of the sort, as well as Containment, Covert Affairs. They created that show. And then they wrote Deck the Halls.
Sounds awesome.
So this is my number one. This is basically my number one draft pick.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be huge. This is going to be awesome. This show's going to be great. Not a miss.
Terrible.
Not a massive miss. Definitely not.
I'm sure it'll be fine because Kevin Feige will have his hands all in it. But just get the guys who made the Netflix version.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd even bother changing it.
If they're fine with having the TV MA version of the show on Disney Plus, just bring in the guys who made it. Just why are you doing this?
Alrighty.
It's gonna be like a loose follow up. It's gonna basically be a soft reboot.
Okay, I mean that's what we expected.
They want the cast to come back too.
They want the cast, but they don't want the gore.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna give him the yellow suit.
Why the yellow suit?
Because he has the yellow and red suit. That's what he used to wear in the comics, and I think they're gonna want to differentiate it by doing that.
Okay, well, I hope he enjoys wearing yellow. Alrighty, Riverdale will end. Speaking of CW, just continuing to just only hit home runs. We have Riverdale ending with season 7. This show's gone on for far too long. They were originally a teen/young adult drama series and have since evolved into a time-traveling, multi-dimensional superhero thriller with sex scenes. So
they aged with their audience.
If Jump the Shark didn't have a perfect example, I would submit this to the dictionary.
Well, other than the TV show where they jumped the shark literally on Happy Days, which is where that saying came from.
Yes, but this is more of a jumping the shark. Okay, there's jumping the shark, and then there's jumping into an alternate universe where you have to murder another version of yourself.
While jumping a shark.
While jumping a shark. Yeah, the show is bad. It's
finally ending though, Sam. It's gonna be sad to say goodbye.
I will not be sad to say. I watched the first 3 seasons.
And you really enjoyed it. And you talk about it all the time.
I abandoned the show in the middle of their evil LGBT conversion camp / drug lord D&D takeover season. That was the plot hook that I left off on, which had already jumped the shark several times from where we started. It started off where there's 5 teenagers and a serial killer and Scooby-Doo happens. And then it got to drug lord running the town, D&D cult taking over, and they're selling crack to children. Then now they're like traveling the multiverse, and it's weird. The show just got dumber and dumber.
Fun of it, but I don't. This sounds like a brilliant show by brilliant people.
Honestly, the writers of this should make a Marvel show, really, just like the writers of Deck Dolls.
They should be hired to make the Godfather Part 4, and that's clear to me.
They really should. I wouldn't trust Godfather with anyone else. All right.
That's right.
All the seasons of Glee will be available on Disney Plus starting June 1st.
Speaking of terrible teen shows,
Glee.
Sam, I know you love Glee.
I have heard of Glee. I have seen the episode of The Office where they watch Glee.
Patrick, you've seen Glee, right?
Yeah, it's not what I would like to do with my time.
Have you seen the whole thing?
I've seen several episodes. My mom was a fan.
Your mom was a big fan.
I remember that.
So now moms have a reason
didn't
to
Danny Gonzalez make a video on Glee? I think I've seen that. Maybe it was Eddie Burback. Some YouTuber made a video on it. That's all I've seen of Glee.
Sam, and speaking of terrible teen musical shows, High School Musical, the series, has been picked up for season 4.
So they worked out all the drama with
on July 27th.
Is
Olivia Rodrigo just
is that TikTok star coming back?
Olivia Rodrigo left. She's not on the show anymore.
Yeah, it's because she's a pop star now.
Because she's too popular.
She's too cool for
lots of money.
She's too cool for Disney Channel now. So, Sam, I know you love the show. You're a big fan. Your favorite character is Big Red.
I've never seen the show. Who's Big
Red? I've seen both seasons.
We're an hour in, and we haven't even gotten through like all the stuff.
That's perfectly normal for our podcast, Patrick.
You ever seen this show?
I don't think the show's been sub-hour since like the episode where Tucker and you were both gone.
4 hours tonight, though.
We've made one episode that was under an hour.
And it's because Tucker and Patrick were gone, and I was basically just doing the show by myself.
I was gone, and Patrick was over FaceTime, and Max was just sitting there and didn't say anything. Yeah. It was basically just you. All right, Sam, Rick and Morty. What's happening in the Rick and
Morty? You guys aren't doing it. Okay, fine. Rick and Morty's.
Morty.
There we go. All right, Rick and Morty is getting an anime spin-off. This is probably the weirdest news I've read all week, and a lot of things have happened this week. So,
do we have any other news on it?
No, all we know is that they're working on an anime spin-off of Rick and Morty. It's rumored that Two Crows Rick will be in the show, which if you've seen season 5, you would remember that Rick had 2 pet crows at some point, and they might be in the show because that show had an anime opening for some reason.
Adult Swim has ordered an anime project from director Takashi Sano, who did The Tower of God.
Oh no! Oh, that show's bad.
They placed a 10-episode order for Rick and Morty the anime. He did 2 anime shorts before for YouTube with Rick and Morty for the actual Adult Swim.
Yeah, like I said, the episode where Rick has 2 pet crows, that episode of Rick and Morty had an anime opening.
So the director, he's essentially just remaking the show in anime. Like, it's going to be standalone. And I think they're just trying to adapt it for a different audience.
Interesting. I mean, I'm still going to watch it because it's an anime and it's something I vaguely remember and know. So I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah.
I am.
It's a weird pick.
It is peculiar. It is interesting for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of weird anime adaptations, a live-action Speed Racer series is in the works at Apple TV Plus with our boy J.J. Abrams executive producing.
JJ!
This is
Sam.
Remember what happened last time they did the live-action Speed Racer?
It was a big hit. Everyone loved it.
Everyone thought it was awesome.
Everyone
wasn't
thought
really
it was
bad.
so cool.
Everyone was like, speed.
We had some of the toys from it.
We did have the
what was it called? The Mach 5 or
the
whatever
little
it was?
cars. We had the Mach 5 and the Mach 9.
Yeah, whatever the cars were named. But
Yeah.
anyway, Sam, Speed Racer. Do you think J.J. Abrams will do a good job handling the property and bringing it to the television market?
I would not trust J.J. Abrams to spit in a toilet properly.
Does J.J. do anything that's not like ruin franchises?
Has he ever not killed a franchise?
I mean, he's done stuff that hasn't been franchise related. And there has
But
been
any franchise he's done a thing for, has it ever not killed the franchise?
He did.
Didn't people like the one Star Trek or no?
He did Mission Impossible 3, and then those really only grew bigger after that. He didn't kill that one, and then Star Trek he did 1 and 2, and then he was still involved with 3, but they're making 4, so I don't know if you'd call that dead. Star Wars, its death wasn't entirely his fault, so
that's true.
I don't know.
I mean, he did try to fix it at least.
No, my question is why do people keep hiring him? Because he doesn't have a huge.
Why are they making a Speed Racer thing? Is there any money in this IP?
Sam, do you remember Speed Racer?
No, we never saw it.
Do you remember the name Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Oh, then that's enough for us to do a whole show.
Yeah, but there's not enough there to do a whole show.
Do you remember the car? Do you remember the car and the name Speed Racer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god,
that's all they need.
Terrible.
They need one piece of iconography and a name that you recognize. That's all they need. That's all they're looking for. Anything that's even close to IP, that's enough to franchise.
Yeah. I have no faith in this project. I have a feeling it's going to be bad. Anyway, Sony confirms that the development of their God of War series at Amazon and the Horizon series and a Horizon series at Netflix. So
God of War, we knew about this a while ago, but it's confirmed. And then the Horizon show, I don't think we
talked about that. I didn't know that was a rumor.
So that's interesting. I don't know if that'll adapt very well. Horizon is very wander around in the forest alone as a game. So I don't know if that'll be the best adaptation in a television show. And talking to myself right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, Amazon does have unlimited money, so I hope.
I think the God of War thing will be fine.
See, God of War, though, like, the set is on such a massive scale. I don't know if you can make that a show and make it look good.
I think if they're willing to spend the amount of money they did on, like, Wheel of Time on that, then it'll be fine.
Yeah,
because they're not going to
volume.
They're not going to spend the Lord of the Rings money on it, but they'll spend money on God of War.
Because I'm thinking, like, well, okay. Also, which game is this? Is this the new God of War, or is this the old?
It's definitely going to be 4. They're definitely going to adapt 4, the PlayStation 4 one with old Kratos, because that's the most recent one, and that's the one that's got an actual story.
Yeah.
That's easy to make. It's just
that makes sense.
8 episodes of Kratos and his son walking up
and then Horizon is just a really crappy TV show anyway. So I mean, making it into a show makes sense.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
You think it's a crappy TV show?
Well, there's a game there too, but the game's not great either. So.
You're not a big fan of Horizon.
The story's not good, and the game is not great.
It's an interesting premise, but it's not very well executed.
It's an interesting premise when someone describes it to you, and then you see the way that they explored, and you're like, wow, that's the most like boring way you could have possibly used this concept.
All right.
I won't spoil it, but it's not the most exhilarating thing.
Matt Shackman is set to direct the first 2 episodes of the Godzilla Apple TV Plus show.
Oh no, it's Godzilla!
This is the series set in the actual MonsterVerse.
Okay, so this is part of their Godzilla vs. Kong universe.
Yeah, so he obviously Matt Shakman worked on. He directed all 9 episodes of WandaVision. He's a big sitcom guy. He did a lot of It's Always Sunny. He's done a bunch of other sitcoms, and he's doing the next Star Trek movie. So assuming when he's done with that, he'll do this, which means probably 2024 is when this will come out.
Makes sense. Makes
All
sense.
Right. Speaking of star-related battles, Sam, we have so much Star Wars
Alrighty,
news.
on to...
D23.
We talked about the Star Wars games. Now we're talking about the Star Wars shows. We did show the trailers,
Yes.
but we have more announcements than just the trailers. We have more information on shows that did not have trailers that have come out to the public yet. There were some trailers that they showed only at the conference. So yeah,
we have news. So The Mandalorian season 3. They announced that's going to be released in February 2023, and they gave us a logo for that season as well. They played a trailer that they didn't release online. Apparently, it was mostly footage of Mandalore and Bo-Katan, who's going to be kind of an antagonist this season, which makes sense because she wants that darksaber, and
How long's it
Mando
been
don't want to
since
give her that darksaber.
Mando season 2, though?
2 came out in 2020. Yeah.
So it's going to be like more than a 2-year gap.
Yeah.
well, we did get
Okay,
the 2 episodes of The Mandalorian in the Boba Fett
We
show.
had, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not... It didn't say Mandalorian on it.
No,
so
but it might as
therefore-
well
I mean,
have.
the episode was called The Return of the Mandalorian. And one of the most significant plot developments in the show did happen on that show.
Which was, I feel like, is a choice that's going to bite them in the butt here because no one watched Boba Fett. But yeah, I'm excited for Mando season 3. I mean, obviously, we're huge fans of The Mandalorian. We like the only good part of Star Wars to come out in the last 5 years. So,
Rick Famuyiwa, I don't know if it's Famuyiwa or from Akua, but who was one of the 3 people to ever write episodes of The Mandalorian, which is Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and him. He wrote the Bill Burr episodes.
oh, okay. Those weren't my favorite.
He's
the second one
he's been up to an executive producer on the show.
Bill Burr season 1 or season 2?
He did both.
All right. Well,
Season 2 one I liked a
was
lot.
far
The
better.
season 1 one was okay.
Bryce Dallas Howard is also directing at least a single episode of the season.
Her episode is always the best one.
Yeah, she's doing a great job.
Yeah.
They should give her a movie.
Babu Frick!
Babu Frick is going to appear in the season. They announced that.
Remember the Blip
And
Crapo thing
they
we were
announced-
talking about earlier? This is another Blip Crapo moment. Babu Frick, let's go!
Episode 9.
Minor background character.
And Jon Favreau announced he's currently writing the 4th season of the show. So there was talk that 3 would be the last, but it looks like we're getting the 4th.
Which makes sense, because this is the most profitable thing they've made in years.
I still think they're going to end this with a movie. I still think either a theatrical release or a Disney Plus movie.
I think it should end with a movie. I do think that
This whole story arc is going to end. We'll talk about movies later.
All right, and
Sorry,
we
a
have...
Disney Plus movie or big?
It should be a theatrical
I would like a
release.
theatrical one, but I'd
100%
be
it should be
okay with a
theatrical.
Disney Plus one also.
But the thing is, like, for theater, you have to assume that everyone's already seen, like, all the seasons of Mandalorian for it to make sense. Or you'd have to explain everything again.
I think it would be simple enough for them to get the gist of it. And also, I think most Star Wars, even casual fans, have seen The Mandalorian.
You mean they're like, hey, there's this bad
The
guy.
Mandalorian
That was
revitalized Star Wars at a point in time when absolutely no one thought it could be fun.
great. Well, that's because Disney kept making crap.
And then Disney made this, and now everyone's hyped again.
Well, Disney didn't make this.
Well, it's on Disney Plus, and Disney's the exclusive executor of its content.
Yeah.
So,
but it wasn't the same people who came up with the ideas for all the stuff.
No, they
bad.
just hired most of the same people to do it.
But it had a good creative team.
The difference is Dave Filoni worked on this one.
And Jon Favreau.
And Jon Favreau, of course.
Jon Favreau writes every episode of the show. So, and we also got news on Ahsoka.
Rebels season 4 also got announced, and it's live action, and it's called Ahsoka.
Well, one would be season 5, and 2, they showed footage of this at the event, but they didn't release that either. They did release images that showed that her tentacle hair.
Oh yeah,
is gonna be
her
longer.
what are they? Leiku? Her Leiku are longer now.
Yeah. Oh, they fixed it because everyone complained
yeah,
about
everyone
it.
complained about it the first
it
time.
wasn't long enough, but they made it longer, which will make sure Rosario Dawson's much happier about that.
I'm sure she's so thrilled that her costume is now harder to wear.
I think it's objectively worse for her because it's hard to move around.
I was being sarcastic, Patrick.
But it has to be accurate to the original.
Harrison Dula, Chopper, and Sabine, who is confirmed to be played by Natasha Liu Bordizzo, will all officially return. We knew about all of that, but they're just confirming it. Again, they showed a trailer to those in attendance, and they confirmed it will release in 2023. They are filming that right now. Dave Filoni was on set during the actual event. He drove over from set to come be there.
And some images from this have leaked as well, and some clips that were recorded inside the theater.
They're teasing Ezra's return, and
which makes sense.
And which is going to be the focus of the show. We'll be looking for Ezra.
For those of you who don't know, at the end of Rebels season 4, Ezra and Grand Admiral of the Empire Thrawn were stuck fighting each other in a ship. Their ship gets wrapped up by a big hyperspace fish, and then it shoots off into hyperspace. And their whereabouts have been unknown in the Star Wars galaxy ever since. And then so this series is picking up where that one left off, where they are now looking for their missing friend and greatest adversary in the unknown regions of space.
Yeah, they're in unknown regions, and I definitely 100% think they are building towards all of these characters who exist in this time period are going to go fight Thrawn. I think they're building up to a Heir to the Empire style event.
You think Thrawn is going to get dark-sided?
No, I think he's just going to be Thrawn.
You don't think he'll run into some sort of ethereal force being in the unknown regions and get dark side powers?
I don't think you need him to. He's already formidable enough, not having dark side powers.
Yeah, but you can't have you can't have him shoot lasers out of his hands without powers, Tucker.
Sam. We'll give him
a lightsaber and say he's just powerful.
We'll just get an Inquisitor who survived, and we'll just have him be the guy that they have to sword fight.
Right.
And Moff Gideon can also sword fight too if they need him to. So we'll just do that.
Alrighty. So I'm excited for Ahsoka.
And then we have a new series announced called Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, this is weird. This
is the series that John Watts was making. So we talked about this, I believe, on the last episode.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was called.
Yeah, it's going to star Jude Law, as well as a group of children aged 11 to 12. It's going to take place in everyone's favorite time period, 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
They're describing it as a galactic version of 1980s Amblin coming-of-age movies, but to me, it just sounds like they're trying to make Stranger Things in space.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one. I might skip this one. I don't care about this at all.
Jon Favreau is executive producing it, and it does take place in the same time period as Mandalorian, so I do think this is going to fit into their big story arc.
And the name, Skeleton Crew. Like, what does that even mean?
I think they're going to rip off Star Trek Prodigy, which is a current animated show that Star Trek is making that everyone hates, but I think they're going to rip it off and have a show where a bunch of small children find a big spaceship and then fly it around like pirates.
Great. Can't wait for that. All right, Star Wars Visions Volume 2, which is the most creatively rich thing that they have produced. You know what? I think it's just the most creatively rich thing that they've produced. Is coming out in spring 2023, which, I mean, I'm excited for that. Do you think that these are going to be mostly follow-ups to the stories we saw, or all new stuff?
I think they'll be all new.
It'll be all new, yeah.
I think half of them will be new and half of them will be follow-ups.
I think they haven't said how many episodes this is going to be, but I think it'll probably be the same amount, and I think it'll all be new. I don't think they're going to do follow-ups.
I think we'll see a follow-up to the Samurai one, though, just because that one was so heavily used in the marketing. You know, the black and white one.
Well, they'll just find a different one to be the marketing one. I mean, that's not hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope it's new, though, because there was a lot. There was so many cool stuff done in that series. It was such a a shame that like some of those things weren't just canon or like series.
The most interesting part about it to me was the fact that, you know, Star Wars was always treated as a mix of Eastern and Western culture. It was a mix of samurai movies and
Westerns, yeah,
and that's what and throw in, you know,
space stuff.
2001. So I do think it was interesting to see how like that culture interpreted.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the Eastern perspective on this, like sort of hybrid universe.
Yeah. So that I do think that's interesting, and I'm glad they're making more of that.
Yeah, it was such a cool series. Alrighty, Star Wars Tales of the Jedi.
This was another new show announced at Star Wars Celebration.
This is the one that I am by far the most interested in out of the new series.
This is going to be a 6-part series of shorts focusing on Jedi from the prequel era. 3 of the shorts are going to focus on young Dooku and Qui-Gon.
Which is so cool. I'm so hyped to see the Dooku Qui-Gon. For those of you who don't know, Count Dooku.
Isn't it animated?
Yeah, it's like Clone Wars style.
It's going to be in the Clone Wars style. Each episode is going to be around 15 minutes. And then the other 3 of the episodes will be Ahsoka's origin and like different stuff on different stories with Ahsoka at different points in her Jedi career. And Anakin is going to be in those, voiced by Matt Lanner again. Liam Neeson's going to be voicing Qui-Gon, and his son, and Liam Neeson's son will voice him in the shorts where he's younger.
That's so cool.
Which I think is funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then the show is going to release in the fall, which sounds fun. That does sound like a good idea.
I'm hyped for that one I'm really excited for.
I wish there was more episodes, because that sounds like an interesting idea for the show.
And I'd love to see more of the Dooku Qui-Gon dynamic, because Qui-Gon was such an influential.
We haven't seen any of.
Yeah, for one, we've barely seen either of these characters in any sort of. We've never really gotten to learn about their character outside of the expanded universe material, where Qui-Gon, for like outside of Episode 1, was one of the most influential Jedi, like in the Order. He was the only one who didn't believe in repressing all of your emotions until you're depressed and sad.
And ignoring all of the problems in the
Count
universe.
Dooku was also such a tragic character who literally just got manipulated and abused by this, psychopath.
I bet if Anakin got trained by Qui-Gon, he would have been a good boy.
Yeah. So that'll be good. I'm glad to see that. I'm hyped for that. I want to see more Qui-Gon, because Qui-Gon's one of my favorite characters in the, outside of the movie universe. In the movies, he's kind of lame, but outside of the movies, he's really cool.
He's in the movie for like a hot second before he's just murdered. So.
Yeah.
And then they announced another animated Star Wars show. This one for young kids, like 5 years old.
It's called Young Jedi Adventures.
Young Jedi Adventures. It's a new series for young kids, focusing on young Rangers during the High Republic era. No, I will not.
Patrick,
I'm not for.
This show is made for 5-year-olds, and it takes place during the most boring period in Star Wars' history.
It's going to release on Disney Junior and Disney Plus in spring 2023.
For those of you who are unaware, the High Republic era of Star Wars, there were no wars. So it was Star Wars. There are no wars.
They were fighting the Niles, and they were fighting the Dark Tier.
Which were neither of those were wars. Those were both just like small terror cells or just angry dudes with guns.
We should start Cold War.
What a fun show that would be, Patrick.
Star Wars: The Cold War. Subtitle: Cold as Space.
We gotta keep
the plot is that they built a new giant planet-killing super weapon, and they're just threatening to use it, but don't actually.
All right.
It's a metaphor for capitalism. It's just like George Orwell's 1984. All right, sorry. What Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation? What's this?
It's another new special releasing on August 5th. So this is like the Halloween one and the Christmas one they did last 2 years. And then they they didn't talk at all about Star Wars movies at all at the entire presentation. But in an interview before the presentation, Kathleen Kennedy said that the next Star Wars film will likely be Taika Waititi's, and they want the movie to be released in December 2023. That won't happen.
Well, then they better get cooking.
They have to be filming it right now, and he's still working on Thor: Love and Thunder. So that's not going to happen.
Isn't Thor done though?
Well, it's
they're still
in
they're still in
post-production,
post,
yeah.
and he's got to do the press tour for it, and then he has another movie that he's already filmed, but he has to release a soccer movie called Next Goal Wins, and then he's
so this isn't coming out until 2024.
Yeah, this isn't going to be for a while.
So Disney's plan was to do Avatar movie, Star Wars movie, Avatar movie, Star Wars movie every Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So this Christmas we're getting Avatar: The Way of Water. Next year we were supposed to get a Star Wars movie, and it was supposed to be Rogue Squadron,
which has been in production nightmare zone.
AKA Kathleen Kennedy fired Patty Jenkins, and now it's sitting on a shelf, never going to get made.
And the whole movie was a self-insert story about her relationship with her father, so
yeah,
it's kind of hard to do that without the main creative.
No one's going to pick it up. So right now there's currently 4 like Star Wars movie projects, right? We have Rogue Squadron, which is not going to get made.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi's movie,
which is we know nothing about.
Yeah, Kevin Feige's producing one that Michael Waldron's writing.
That'll be the Mandalorian
which we also know nothing about.
Ryan Johnson's trilogy has still technically not been canceled.
That is definitely never happening.
He's a bit consumed with, things
being hated for making the worst one.
So the only one
I know, but it's not the worst one anymore. Episode 9 is the worst one now.
No, because see, if you don't watch episode 8, episode 9 is not as bad.
No,
episode 9 is
trying to be too.
No, it's very bad. But if you don't watch episode 8, it's slightly better.
Episode 8 does not make.
You know what? But
better.
If I were to pick one of the 2 movies to watch, I would prefer to watch episode 8. It's less like
I wouldn't. I would pick episode 9 because at least like for episode 9, like the whole movie isn't just like a really really slow car chase.
No, it's the opposite. It's like, oh wait, shoot, what just happened?
Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather watch something happen than watch nothing happen.
It literally opens with Kylo in the Starfighter going to Exegol, like in the first scene.
Yeah, something's happening there.
No, it's just...
You know how episode 8 opens? Poe Dameron flies up, gives his quippy line, and then they start a car chase for 2 hours.
They say Palpatine's back in the opening scroll.
No, they said it in Fortnite.
Oh, my bad. But it's
when they say his message was broadcast across the galaxy, that was the Fortnite event. That's when they broadcast the message.
Yeah, that's true.
That's canon.
This is just so stupid. I would much rather watch episode 8.
Anyway, what's next?
A movie. Okay, at least episode 8 is a movie.
So, Sam, I was going to say, the only Star Wars movie project currently in the works that is 100% getting made is Kevin Feige's. Because out of the 2 producers that Disney likes, they like Kevin Feige about 1,000,000% more than they like Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
So he's just going to get to make that movie by himself, whether or not Lucasfilm likes it. Taika Waititi's, I think, does have a really good chance of getting made, just because he's made what will be 2 successful movies for Disney, and he's a fan favorite director who's worked on The Mandalorian.
Jojo Rabbit a Disney movie? Probably not.
Technically, yes. It was a Fox Searchlight film. Yeah.
That was a really good movie.
I actually never saw it.
He's also done the 2 Thors for them. And he did episode 8 of The Mandalorian, which was the season 1 finale, which was great. So I do think
really good. But let's just see how Thor: Love and Thunder is.
I don't think they're going to have any. They're not going to have any of these ready by December 2023, which makes me think that they're probably either going to move a Marvel movie into that slot to cover it, or they're going to try to make this Mandalorian movie thing a theatrical release and put it there.
Marvel is a machine. There's like a new movie every month.
Because right now, the only really big major theatrical release in the December 2023 slot is Star Trek 4.
Well, an Avatar.
No, Avatar is not until 2023 or 2024. Though that's every other year is Avatar. So I think they might just leave that spot vacant, because if they do try to crank out a Star Wars movie in that time, it's not going to be good, and they're going to be directly competing with Star Trek.
Unless they have another project that they just don't want to tell anyone about, and it's mega secret.
Yeah. No, Lucasfilm.
Something would have leaked.
Episode 10. They've been making it this whole time.
They're gonna make it eventually. It's gonna come out.
Yeah.
They're gonna make episode 10 at some point. Anyway.
Or wait a minute. Do you think that they would start with just episode 1 and they would just do another saga?
No.
I think they might. I think they absolutely could.
I'm talking like at least 15 years from now.
Yeah, no. Not anytime soon. I'm talking 10, 15 years down the line. But I absolutely think they will make another episode 1. It'll be episode 1.
Ryan Johnson's
whatever
trilogy.
The title is.
Episode 1.
No. Ryan Johnson's would be episode 1. But if they did, Ray is back and Finn's back and Poe is back, it would be episode 10 because the whole marketing campaign would be the return of the Skywalker saga.
No. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do the prequels, and it's gonna be young Qui-Gon doing stuff.
No. Shush. Remember that thing I pitched like 4 years ago, and it was awesome?
Yes, Sam.
They'll do that, and it'll be episode 1, and that's what it will be.
Okay, so
what was that thing?
Do you want me to give the whole pitch again?
No. We did a whole episode.
Just go back. 30-second overview.
Basically, Rey would be the Grandmaster of the Jedi. She'd be training a new generation of Jedi. She'd basically be a sort of like Yoda in the prequels, where she's in it. That's like she's not the main person. It would mostly focus on this new group of Jedi, and then from the unknown regions, a bunch of dark side users who have like really bizarre powers we've never seen before because they're like their side of the Force sort of evolved completely differently than what we've seen before. Come in, like one of them like can like fire bend, and one of them can like open holes and like jump through space, like crazy powers we've never seen before. And one of them has the power to sever your connection to the Force. And then one of the main characters gets his Force removed, and then he has to cope with that. I think that'd be really cool.
I'm not gonna make
that's just the light pitch. I went on for like 20 minutes before. We're not gonna do that again.
Anyway, Sam, I know we talked earlier about our boy J.J. Abrams. There's internal frustration. We're out of Star Wars news, by the way. We're done with Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's internal frustration among Warner Brothers Discovery executives that J.J. Abrams had laid claim to a bunch of DC characters, but has yet to make any progression developing projects with them.
Why does J.J. Abrams have any?
So his company, Bad Robot, signed like a multi-$100 million deal with Warner Brothers to not just do DC stuff, but to work on a variety of projects. He's got a couple HBO shows in the works, but it was mainly to help with DC. And he's producing that Superman movie written by Ta-Nehisi Coates that will probably not get made. And then he laid claim to a bunch of Justice League Dark stuff. He was going to make a bunch of HBO Max stuff with them.
Interesting.
But the only stuff they've seen is pilot scripts for a Constantine show and a Madam X show. And that's it.
Sounds like he's doing some good work over there.
Sounds like he's taken a bag of cash and is now sitting in a lawn chair.
If I were him, I would wait it out. I would wait till the merger finishes. I would wait till all the executives are gone. And then I would wait for someone else to tell me what to do with those characters. That's what I would do if I was him.
If I were him, I would quit doing everything for the rest of my life and just enjoy the piles of cash that I just stole from them.
Yeah, but then they'll sue you, Patrick. The goal is to keep the money and avoid a lawsuit, Patrick.
I think he would honestly be a really good choice for directing a Superman movie. Not writing it, but to direct a Superman movie.
I think he could do a decent job with Superman if he had proper oversight and there's a creative behind the cohesive universe that it takes place in. I think he could do a good job.
Like if somebody else writes the script and he's just his job is just to make the first movie and then someone else makes the other two, I think he'd actually be really good at that. I do think he's a good director. I just think he's a terrible screenwriter.
Yeah, he's a bad writer.
Yeah.
His directing isn't awful. Honestly, episode 7, I still stand by that. I still say episode 7's good. It's just
episode 7 from a direction
and
standpoint.
Then episode 9 had the correct for like a million different directions that this thing could have gone. Well, they should have just went with Colin Trevorrow's script, and all that did.
Again, the problem with both of those movies was the script. It was not him as a director.
Yeah,
and I think that's the same case with his 2 Star Treks. The scripts for those are terrible, but from a direction standpoint, a pacing standpoint, they're both really good.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, moving on. Obi-Wan is the most watched Disney Plus original series. That's
Premiere.
kind of nuts. Well,
What's the
Premiere,
most
but
watched?
that's like the same thing.
Yeah.
That's because it has a name people recognize in the title.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think this is the biggest show that they've had where the name of the show is something most people understand. Because think about it. We had WandaVision. What on earth does that even mean? The Mandalorian. If you're not a big Star Wars nerd, you don't know what a Mandalorian is. That word is never mentioned once in any of the movies. You would have no idea what a Mandalorian is. We had the the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, which that's like those are both minor characters in their universe. We had
This isn't Morbius.
Yep, it's not Morbius. We
What
had
is this?
Clone Wars Season 7
isn't
and Bad
Morbius.
Batch, which are both animated shows.
Max.
Thank you, Max, for the Morbius bit. I think this is their biggest show in terms of name recognition so far. Easily.
100%. Yeah. And it's, you know,
Until they make the Darth Vader show.
That will never happen.
Sam, are you kidding me?
If they're not doing it. This is gonna be
They're
the Darth
gonna
Vader
make
show.
You know they are, right? You know they're going to make a Darth Vader show.
Eventually, but not until they're completely out of content.
They're going to make a... Sam, they're already out of content. They're going to make a Darth Vader show.
They need to make a Vader movie.
If it's a character...
It's only if Star Wars had all this...
No, they need to do nothing with Vader. They need to leave Vader alone. We're done with Vader. We had enough Vader. We're good with him.
No, because if you put the Darth Vader face on a thing, everyone goes, "That's a Star Wars."
No, you do
That's
it as
a Star Wars right there.
Series.
I know that's a Star Wars. I know that.
I know I know why from like a financial standpoint they would make a Darth Vader show. I'm saying from a purely creative and audience standpoint they should not, but they definitely will at some point.
No, honestly,
no. I think they could totally pull off like a limited series, like a 6-episode
Vader
thing, like
as
Obi-Wan.
a character in the visual media, in like the shows and movies, we have never seen. Just Vader as a character.
Like a character study on Vader.
Yeah, just
he was in episodes 4, 5, 6, and Rogue One.
yes. And what did we learn about him? What did we learn about him in those movies?
Of all 3 prequel movies, and
in Rogue
What did we learn about him in the prequels, other than
up.
he just complains sometimes?
Sam, Anakin Skywalker is literally the main character of every Star Wars.
We know about Anakin. We don't know about.
Yeah, we don't know a lot about Vader.
They're the same person, Patrick.
No, but
Tucker, they're not the same.
Like, build on what we learn about him in Obi-Wan, because obviously we're going to learn.
If you want more Darth Vader stuff, go read the comics by Charles Soule.
No, that's what I just want a show of the comic. A direct adaptation of those comics into a show. That's all I want.
Fine. They're going to make it. I don't know why I'm fighting. It's going to happen.
No, but like, okay, would you be upset if they made those comic books into just a limited series? Like literally line for line, scene for scene, a direct adaptation of those comic books.
I wouldn't care.
I think it would be really, really cool.
I think it would be good.
So indifferent to it.
Anyways, what's next? Stranger Things 4 is the biggest premiere weekend ever for an English language TV show on Netflix. So other than Squid Games, what that means. With 286.79 million hours viewed, which is a really stupid way of showing how many people watched, because how long is the series that's been released? Let's do the math on this.
It's hard to streaming. It's usually by minutes or hours, because you can't do it by views, because you don't want to count the people who just clicked on it, watched the first 2 minutes, and then clicked off as a viewer. So they usually count it by overall like time people watched. This is probably just the same amount of people who watched Stranger Things 3, just this season is so much longer from a length standpoint that it's just increased the number of hours watched.
So that's 22 million people, if we assume everyone watched the whole show.
Did you calculate?
I just divided it by 13, which is how many hours the show is, season 4.
Wait, how many people?
22 million.
That's a lot.
It's not bad.
That's like an eighth of all Netflix
like your
subscribers.
average Markiplier
That's like
video.
Half a Mr. Beast video.
Yeah, but that's good for them. You know what? Sure, why not?
I'm glad
Okay.
that people have something to watch. I'm not going to say anything else about it because I haven't seen it yet, and I assume that it's probably not great.
Before we get into movies, I'm gonna go get a drink of water because my throat is dry.
Alrighty, Tucker's gonna get a drink of water, but first things.
Well, good thing I'm here and I can.
Yeah, good thing you're here. Alrighty, first thing on the docket for movie news, we have the trailer for Mission Impossible. Dead
Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
I've seen this because they played it at the Top Gun movie before.
Well, they do star the same guy, so that makes sense.
So this is an action movie, and it's got some action in it.
Starring our boy Thomas Drive.
Tom Cruise.
You mean Thomas Drive, right?
Thomas Drive.
Yeah, Thomas Drive.
Real fast.
Not Tom Cruise, Thomas Drive. So Thomas Drive is in this new movie. It's supposedly the last movie in the Task Uncompletable franchise. We don't know hardly anything about this movie.
It's got trains.
It's not supposed to come out for another I think year or two.
Did you see the trailer for Bullet Train?
Yeah. What does that have to do with anything?
I was just saying it looks bad.
No, Sony loves that movie. Sony is so hyped about that movie.
Well, that's because it's going to do well in China.
Well, Patrick, you know it takes place in Japan, right?
Oh, well, then the Chinese people will hate it. Never mind. It's going to do well in Japan.
Well, you know why Sony likes the movie, right?
Because Sony is Japanese.
Exactly. They're hyped because it's, they're making a movie in Japan for like the first time ever. Because apparently, for some reason, the Japanese movie company never makes movies in Japan. But
what are we on? Are we on Mission Impossible?
We're on Mission Impossible, but Patrick wanted to sidetrack to talk about
Bullet Train, the best movie coming out this year.
Hey, that's what got Bad Bunny El Muerto.
Yeah, that's why Bad Bunny's going to be El Muerto, because he's in that movie and Sony really likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick said that it was going to do very well in China, and then I had to inform him that that was the wrong country.
Patrick.
Anyway, so Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, yeah, Thomas Drive is gonna reckon some dead people, I assume. Tucker, what do you think about Task Uncompletable as a franchise?
What are you saying? I can't
Thomas
understand.
Drive and the franchise Task Uncompletable.
I just think Scientology.
It's not Tom Cruise, it's Thomas Drive, and instead of Mission Impossible, it's Task Uncompletable. It's a very easy bit to understand if you can read.
I can't read. You know that.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Mission Impossible movies. I don't really.
Yes, you have.
Have I? I don't think I have.
You definitely have.
I've
definitely seen at least
I've seen the end of the one where he jumps in the water thingy.
And
I've seen the end of the one where he captures the dude in the box. That's it. That's all I've seen.
I think you've seen the most recent one.
No, I saw the last like 10 minutes of it. I didn't see the one with the Superman mustache. I didn't see any of that one.
You're gonna have to watch all of them.
I saw the I saw the ending of the second to most recent one. That is the only Mission Impossible thing that I've seen.
Well, you have a year to watch all of them, so
I'm sure I'm gonna dedicate my time to that. Alrighty, Thor: Love and Thunder trailer 2 is out, and Thor's butt is looking thick. That's how we're starting this segment.
It gets unthicked.
But yeah, so Thor is in the Thor movie. He's doing some Thor things. He's got his girlfriend's there, and she's got her own hammer now.
His helmet is CGI.
His helmet is CGI, which is lame. Boo, suck. Put on a real helmet. It's not that hard.
I think all of the helmets in the movie are CGI.
But like, why? Is putting on a helmet just that much work?
It's because the reflections with filming is hard.
So CGI out the reflection.
No,
I guess that's probably easier than doing a whole helmet.
Then they don't have to make a helmet.
Yeah, instead you have to pay 50 people to CGI the helmet and motion track it to his head.
Well, you just don't pay them.
But they do pay them, otherwise it's illegal.
Just pay them like $2 an hour. That's what they do.
They're not working for tips. You can't.
They do work for temps, just no one's allowed to see them work.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be better than Multiverse of Madness. Multiverse of Madness was kind of disappointing.
This does look very fun, and I like the Gore stuff. Looks really cool.
Gore the God Butcher looks awesome. That he's on screen right now. He looks super cool. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, they're almost done using up all their like really notable franchises, and then they're gonna have to start releasing things people don't really care about.
Well, okay, what's interesting about Gore in this movie is he does have the Necro Sword. Like, yeah, that's what that is. Like, we know that.
Which is a symbiote.
Which is a symbiote. So, for those of you who don't know, the Necro Sword is probably one of the most important weapons in all of the Marvel universe. It was the first symbiote, which is what Venom is. Which that might sound weird, but it was forged by a sort of god demon creature called Null. And of course, the flames of the furnace and the pound of the hammer is what gives all symbiotes their weaknesses, being fire and sound. So he forged this sword in order to fight the Celestials who were creating things, because Null sort of existed before there were things in the universe. The Celestials started making things. He didn't like that, so he made the Necro Sword, started chopping their heads off. That's why nowhere in the MCU, that big giant floating head, that's what that is the head that he chopped off with the Necro Sword. And now this guy, Gore the God Butcher, has possession of this weapon and is presumably using it to kill gods, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's Christian Bale.
And he doesn't have mandibles, which some people were upset about for some reason.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy are also going to be in it. It's going to be good to see them again.
At least for the first,
5 years since the last.
It's been 5 years in a movie.
It's just been 5 years since the last Guardians movie, man.
And canonically, like in time, it's been, because the first one takes place in 2014, or the second one takes place in 2014.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, so like almost 10 years.
I watched Guardians 2 again last night. That's such a good movie. Guardians 2 is so good.
The Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Fun movies.
Yeah, the Guardians movies are the best standalone MCU movies.
Honestly, they might be my favorite MCU movies.
Like if you take them completely on their own, separate from all the other Marvel movies, they are by far the best.
They're literally the only ones you can watch alone without.
Except for like the first ones of each one. Other than the first ones of each one, it's the only ones that you can watch like at any time.
They're easily the most fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they have the most, actual like message and theme.
Yeah.
The rest of the themes of every other Marvel movie is big fight good.
Kill the evil version of me.
Yeah. All right. Sam. Oh wait. Gray Man.
The first Ant-Man is good.
Gray Man.
This is Netflix's next film. You got the Gray Man trailer for me, Sam?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Can you put the trailer for the Gray Man?
Oh, you bet I'm getting up that trailer for the Gray Man. I bet it's so great. What? I've been lied to. This trailer's in color. I demand a refund.
Starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. That's the right Chris. This is the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers made this movie, Patrick.
Oh, they did.
It's about
Tommy and Bobby.
It's about a spy who has to hunt down another very cool spy.
Ooh.
And one of them is Ryan Gosling.
And the other one's Chris Evans.
So this is the Winter Soldier movie that he didn't get to make.
Except for they did get to make it.
Well, I mean, the one with just the Winter Soldier by himself. All right.
And his friend.
That's fun. I'm glad Netflix is still making content despite the fact that they're in a financial free fall at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the movie will be...
Maybe they're selectively picking the things that people might like.
Are they still doing their one movie a week thing? Are they still trying to do that?
I don't know if they're still doing that. They did it for all of last year. I don't know if they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They should release
and only one of those movies we actually ended up hearing about.
If not, they're doing one movie like every other week.
Because we heard about I know they made the Red Notice, and then I don't know a single other thing they made that year in terms of movies.
Let's see. Are they still doing it? Yeah, they're still doing it.
Dang. Why?
A new movie every week on Netflix.
Man, I can't wait to see the sequel to Money Heist. Alrighty.
Hey, Hey, one of those is gonna be Knives Out too.
Alrighty. Pinocchio. We got a Pinocchio trailer.
Did you see the trailer for this, Sam?
I'm pulling it up now.
This is the live action remake with Tom Hanks as Geppetto.
Now he can be a real boy in live action.
Although he's still going to be a cartoon.
Oh, is this the live action? Is this a Disney thing? Oh, it is a Disney thing.
Yes, this is a live.
Is this
for Disney Plus?
Oh, it's a okay. I was gonna say, is this a Disney Plus movie?
It's part of their project to remake and ruin all of their classic franchises.
Yeah, they can't help themselves.
So
they have to ruin everything they own.
Okay, I'm glad this one's not coming out theatrically though.
Yeah,
because it doesn't
100%.
deserve it.
No.
Alex just
Patrick,
put a comment in the chat.
Patrick, are you looking at the Pinocchio trailer right now, Patrick?
Oh, Tom Hanks is in this? Does he play Geppetto? He does play Geppetto.
That's
good casting.
I told you that.
Well, I wasn't listening when you said that.
Tom Hanks is Geppetto. There's a CGI cat.
Well, real cats are unpredictable.
They don't actually show Pinocchio in the trailer.
Probably because I think they're terrible.
I think because it looks bad and they don't want you to see it.
It's just a
whoa, wait a minute. I saw the grasshopper. I saw, what is this? What is this? Oh my gosh, what is this?
This is the budget.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Oh, that doesn't look good.
It does look pretty bad.
Ooh. I don't like that at all.
I think it looks great.
Just green screen them out.
Yeah, they can just fix it in post.
That was post.
I think it looks fine. I think it looks fine. Jimmy figured I think it looks fine.
You still think it looks fine when he's getting eaten by that CGI bird?
Yeah, it's whatever. Who cares? It's Pinocchio. Have you ever seen the original Pinocchio?
I've seen it.
So is the only live action?
No, it's really weird. It's kind of scary. I did not like it.
The fairy and Tom Hanks.
My favorite is when they all get turned into donkeys and sold into slavery.
That's Dumbo.
No, that's Pinocchio.
Is that Pinocchio? I get him
in Pinocchio. Okay, so he's walking around in the street, right? Dookie dookie doo, I'm Pinocchio. This fox dude comes up. He's like, "Hello, would you like to come to my magic island?" And Pinocchio goes, "Yes, sir. I sure would like to go to your magic island." And so he takes him on a cart with all the other boys to an island. And then when they get to the island, they all smoke cigarettes and smash a building. And then they get really high. And then they turn into donkeys. And then they get captured and sold into slavery. Except Pinocchio escapes, but he has donkey ears now.
You don't remember this?
This is like the climax of the movie, Tucker.
It's movie magic, Tucker.
Okay, that's great. The Wonder Twins movie, Sam.
Right.
About this?
We got to talk about Zan and Jan the Wonder. Okay, hold up. Before we do talk about this, though, I want to make sure that everyone understands, because we dunk on the Wonder Twins a lot, and I don't know that everyone really necessarily knows why. So I got to show you guys the Wonder Twins real quick here for one quick second. Let me show you guys what these bad boys look like here. And their pet monkey Gleek, of course. So here we have the Wonder Twins, Zan and Jan. This is like their recent comic adaptation. I don't want that. That doesn't look as stupid as I want. We want the Super Friends version. That's not how that's spelled. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh. Chef's kiss. This is exactly what I want.
You do have trouble typing.
Well, I'm typing really fast.
Sam is notoriously bad at typing and spelling.
Look at this. Look at this. This perfection. This masterpiece. We've got Gleek the monkey. We've got Zan. We've got Jan. Let me see if they have one after they've transformed. Real quick. Let's close that. No, there's when they're captured. I don't want that. Oh, okay, here's an example. So here we can see that Jan has transformed into a bear, and Zan has transformed into an ice chair. Because as you guys may or may not know, Zan can only transform into water and various different shapes of water, including ice. So he can turn into ice objects like ice chairs and ice bridges and ice saws. You can see here where he's in the process of turning into water and she's turning into a bear because she's really cool and he's really stupid.
This got shut down. I can't imagine why.
So, back to the news with all this context.
Okay. So this was getting a live-action feature adaptation.
Yes, this was getting a live-action.
Canceled, but it's been canceled by new Warner Bros. CEO David Zaslav. Management decided to shut down the project as they thought the project was too niche, and the $75 million budget was too much. They want all HBO Max films in the future to cost $35 million and below. So thank God this was a genius decision.
I don't know
why did this ever greenlit
that this was even remotely had the potential to be anything other than a disaster. These characters in recent DC history have only been used as a joke in Teen Titans Go episodes. That is what they have been reduced to, and that is all they deserve.
All right. We're going to try to speed through the rest of these because I'm tired now.
But we still have reviews.
So Sony's hoping to have Tom Holland, Zendaya, and John Watts return for the next Spider-Man films.
Yeah, it's obvious. Sense. Thank you, Sony, for telling us that the cast will be coming back for the next movie.
And the director.
Margot Robbie is going to star in a new Ocean's 11 reboot.
So Ocean's 8?
Jay Roche.
Again?
Jay Roche is set to direct and Carrie Solomon set to write. It's going to be set in Europe in the 60s and a film in the spring of next year.
I feel like she would fit that.
I feel like she would fit that, but I don't want another Ocean's 8.
No, that franchise needs to die.
That's why they said.
Why are we making more Ocean's movies? Just stop making Ocean's movies. Make a new thing.
There were a few good ones.
There's like 2 good ones.
Sam, because there was one really good one, and so now we have to milk that brand recognition.
We did. It's been milked. The milk is on the floor. The milk spilled. The milk spilled.
You like heist movies?
I have a passing, what's the word, disposition towards.
Name one other heist franchise besides Oceans.
I don't think there are any other heist franchises.
Exactly.
That's Indiana Jones.
Keep using this one. That's not heist.
No, he just breaks into places, steals stuff, and then gives them to other people.
What was that Disney heist movie? Like, straight to Disney Channel heist movie?
Yeah, it was called Artemis Fowl.
No.
Yeah.
So, the first movie made...
It's not the Naughty Nine, it's a different one.
So, Ocean's 8 made around probably $100 million.
Phineas and Ferb? I don't think Phineas and Ferb is a heist movie.
What are you guys talking about?
That was Alex said Phineas and Ferb was a heist movie.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a heist movie. Anyway, Sam, moving on.
Yeah,
here's a really
Mike Myers. Yes, I love Michael Myers.
He says that he loves playing Shrek and would do one Shrek a year if they let him.
Thank you, Mike. Let me translate this for you guys who might not speak movie language. He's going, please, I am out of work. Please give me work. I am desperate to work. I need food and money. Please, I would like to be in Shrek again. I will do anything if you will give me more money, please. That's what that means.
And we are as close as we've ever been to Shrek 5 really happening, and we need it. Okay.
Do we need it, though?
Society needs Shrek. We need Shrek back. We need Shrek 5. And that's the only way we're going to solve all of our world problems is the Shrek 5.
Well, did any of the other Shrek movies solve any world problems?
We've got Pat Sam. I just want to say, COVID didn't happen until after 2011, which was when the last Shrek movie came out. Okay.
Let's see.
Oh.
When did Shrek 1 come out?
Shrek 1 came out
2001. Yeah, nothing
2001.
nothing bad happened in 2001. That was a totally good year for world events.
So Shrek maybe caused some international tragedy.
You know those like the domino effect memes? It's like the release of Shrek.
9/11.
We're not saying that Shrek is responsible for 9/11, but we're also not saying that.
So, but we have Puss in Boots 2 coming out later this year, right?
Yes.
It's time for Shrek 5. We need the whole cast back. We need Cameron Diaz. We need Eddie Murphy. They're all still alive. They'd all be down. It's in Universal's hands now. I think we would all really, really love a Shrek 5.
Honestly, I want to see more Puss in Boots movies because that's the best one.
How dare you? All right.
They're all good.
Patrick, Shrek the Third is a disgrace.
Okay, but see, Puss in Boots is like the closest one to like a semi-serious movie.
All right, let's move on. Samuel L. Jackson has been cast in Alcon Entertainment's animated Garfield film alongside Chris Pratt. Sam Jackson's gonna...
Wait, let me play the Let's get a round of applause for Chris Pratt as Garfield, and also the Lego guy, and also probably Shadow the Hedgehog, and also Mario. Okay, anyways, continue.
He's gonna play Vic, Garfield's dad.
That's so cool.
Rita Moreno has been cast as Dom Toretto's mom in Fast X. No thoughts on that?
Good to know. I'm so glad Fast X is still being a thing.
Fast X.
Okay, I gotta talk about this one. So, you guys are aware of Winnie the Pooh and his various exploits in the 100 Acre Woods. But you might not be aware that for whatever reason, there is in the works a live-action slasher film now that Winnie the Pooh is, of course, in the public domain. Anyone can use the characters, or most of the characters, and that includes using them to make slasher films. So, yeah, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey is set to come out, I believe, next year, like either early next year or like late this year, somewhere around there. And some images from the movie have been posted to Twitter. So if you're curious about that, just look that up. But yeah, that's a thing that exists now.
Incredible. The Blue Beetle set photos were leaked. They gave us a first look at the suit. Sam, if you want to pull those up. It looks great.
They did say it was the best superhero suit they've ever made, according to them.
It's pretty cool.
Why did none of the set photos
don't look at the concept art, look at the set photos.
That's what I'm trying to find, but they didn't come up when I searched it. Okay, here we go. Come on. Let's there we go. We're going straight to the source. In the corner there. We're going straight to games radar here. So we have this guy. He's playing Jaime Reyes. He was the main guy in Cobra Kai. Where's the pictures?
Scroll down.
Here we go. Okay, so here's the tweet. It looks like a Power Rangers costume, but I feel like it'll look better with CGI.
They're gonna CGI over it.
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks pretty good.
It looks exactly like the comic book outfit. Like, let me just for context.
Yeah, that does look really cool.
I'll pull up because this is obviously based on the Young Justice version, so I'll pull that one up.
It's one of the more unique comics.
But this is what he looks like in the show Young Justice. This is the version of the character that they're going to be basing the show on. So, I mean, yeah, I think it looks pretty good.
Show the other one again.
Which one? The cartoon one or the real one?
No, the real one.
Just to clarify,
I'm watching it on the stream. It's delayed.
Yeah. Just to clarify, this is a movie. It's not the show.
Yeah, it is a HBO Max movie.
No, it's a theatrical film.
That's right. They switched it. I forgot about that. Yeah, the tweet's not loading. But yeah, I mean, I'm hyped. I'm a big fan of Blue Beetle as a character. I thought he was really good in Young Justice.
All right. The first trailer for Black Adam is going to release on June 8th, so a week from today.
Okay.
Sony is developing a Gran Turismo live-action film with Neil Blomkamp set to direct.
That's great. So glad to see Fast and Furious PlayStation Edition. Alrighty, on to the business news. This is rather disheartening. Disney/Marvel has made a deal with Stanley Universe, which is Stanley's estate, to license Stanley's likeness in upcoming projects with CGI and archival footage.
That should be illegal.
So yeah, that's
back, baby. He's gonna be made
from the dead, baby. We love that even death cannot save you from being in a Marvel movie.
Sam, do you think they're gonna go straight out of the gate? CGI Stanley is gonna show up.
Disney has no shame.
Yeah,
immediately.
They don't have shame.
Immediately right back into it.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. Like,
he was
my boy Stan like that.
He was exploited for all of those years leading up to his death, and now he's gonna be exploited after his death, baby. He's back.
Let's go.
We're gonna use nothing is sacred.
Round of applause for Stanley's corpse being dug up and puppeted around by Disney.
We will reanimate his corpse and put it in every Captain America film until the sun burns out.
You know what? No.
Then we'll still die.
I'm tired of the CGI. I want them to do this practical. I want them to dig up his body. I want them to put marionette strings on his dead hands and to puppet him around and be like, "Hey, Iron Man, high five," like that.
Just a corpse.
Just a corpse on a string.
That's basically what this is.
Show the people what it looks like. Show the people what it really looks like.
Okay. So our next piece of news is very interesting. So according to a report from Deadline discussing the Writers Guild of America, a high-profile superhero film set to be released in 2023 recently had its script submitted to the Guild, and the script had a credited 45 different writers work on the script in various stages of development. So I made a list of 2023 superhero films to see which one you think it is, okay?
Okay, I got you.
So making a Kraven movie?
So we have Kraven the Hunter.
It's not that.
Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. Aquaman 2. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The Flash. Madam Web. The Marvels. And Blue Beetle.
It's gotta be the Flash.
It's the Flash.
Yeah, right? Immediately got the Flash.
No way.
It's been in the works for like 20 years now.
See how we immediately guessed that, you guys? That's proof that we do this too much.
Yeah. So The Flash right now has one credited screenwriter for the actual script, and then it has 3 credited story people. Currently it's only credited screenwriter is Christina Hodson, but it has a story by John Francis Daly, Jonathan Goldstein, and Joby Harold. But because this is
apparently 40 other people.
So this version of the project has been in the works since 2014.
Yeah.
So that's at least 6 years of writers working on it before they started shooting. And then I'm sure they added more stuff and reshoots and stuff like that.
And this is also technically the last movie in the Snyderverse.
Yeah, kind of. But also, technically this project's been in the works since the late 80s. So
yeah,
just decades of getting a draft of a script, throwing it out, bringing a guy in, having him rewrite it, throwing it in the trash.
How hard is it to write a movie about men who run fast?
They should, you know what? I think they should completely scrap this.
The man runs
completely
fast.
Scrap this.
This movie,
redo from the start. Make just a Flash origin story movie.
This movie has a tornado of garbage following it everywhere it goes.
Yeah.
Like Ezra Miller is
how Ezra Miller is just
in jail
on a spree of just trying to just beat up everyone in Hawaii for some reason.
Honestly, I think there's probably internal discussions within Warner Brothers asking if they can just re-edit this into a Batman movie.
No, they're not going to do
if they can find a way to re-edit this into a Batman movie and find a way to market it and rename it as Batman.
I don't think they're gonna do that, and here's why.
Yeah,
we just had a Batman movie come out 5 minutes ago. We're going to get another version of Batman here in the next 4 or 5 years when they restart the DC universe, which we know they're doing. That's just 100% confirmed. The executives have already said that.
If they're restarting the DC universe, they now have this new film called The Batman that is disconnected.
No,
from
they're
the
not
old
using
DC
that, Patrick.
Universe,
that's
that they could build a universe.
Patrick, they already said they're not doing that. That's why
Why not?
Listen, ears, eyes on me, ears, eyes. What's the thing teachers say? Doesn't matter. They already said that they're not going to have any other heroes from the DC universe in those Batman movies. Those are going to stay in their own little universe. That's their own thing.
No, don't put the characters in those
what that
movies,
means is in the next 5 years, we are already getting another new version of Batman, which also means adding another new version of Batman into the mix right now, even if it's technically a redo of an older version of Batman, is extremely confusing for people.
So Sam, just to clarify, so right now we have Ben Affleck Batman in the canon DCEU, right? And we have Robert Pattinson in his own universe, right?
In the good Batman movies.
Just clarify. Okay. After The Flash, Ben Affleck Batman is gone. Okay, he's in the toilet. He's going to be replaced by Michael Keaton Batman.
Which is the Batman from the 80s, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. From Batman and Batman Returns. He's coming in. He's now the main Batman. We're now in the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman universe, all right?
And he's going to be training...
Michael Keaton is too old to be Batman, okay? So Batgirl is going to be the main Bat character moving forward, okay? There will not be a new Batman in that universe. We will have Michael Keaton playing old Bruce Wayne, but he will not be in a suit as Batman. We will have Batgirl, and we will have Robert Pattinson Batman in his own universe.
No, but when that inevitably makes no money, they're going to just switch to making a new Batman with the rest of the Justice League.
They'll just reboot.
Yeah.
They'll just press the reset button.
That's why I'm saying we're already going to get another new Batman here in the next 4 or 5 years. So there's no point in making another new one right now.
No, I'm saying you wouldn't make a new one. I'm saying you would re-edit this into calling it like Batman, the Flashpoint Paradox or something like that.
Right, that makes sense. Batman, the Flashpoint Paradox.
And you would market it as a movie starring Michael Keaton as Batman with Ezra Miller in it. That way Ezra Miller isn't carrying your entire marketing.
You know how
campaign.
Dawn of Justice was subtitled Batman v Superman? They should have this movie just like Speed of Justice. Flash versus Batman.
Actually a Batman.
The Speed of Justice.
But anyway, 45 screenwriters is always a really good sign.
Yeah, you know your script is good when it took 45 different people to make it work, and it still is bad. Ezra Miller has had repeated mental breakdowns on set. They've gone through 7 different directors at this point, I believe. The movie is constantly being re-edited, pushed back, and having story changes. This movie
just like, oh my goodness,
is unsalvageable, and it will be a disaster, and I'm here for it. That all said, Kraven the Hunter time. You guys ready? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, it's time to do the reviews.
Hey, can we skip? We don't have to talk
about Morbius again.
Oh, we got to talk about Morbius again.
Okay, I say we can't talk about Stranger Things because Sam hasn't seen it yet. We don't want to talk about Morbius again. Obi-Wan episode 3 comes out in like 2 hours. Do you want to just push that back until we talk about it?
No, let's talk about them separately because I don't want to get too behind
Obi-Wan
on that.
Comes out on
I don't want to get behind on. I don't want to review 3 episodes at once because then we won't be able to focus on these 2.
Wait, Obi-Wan comes out on Wednesdays?
It does now, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. Cool.
So, Obi-Wan Kenobi, episodes 1 and 2. We're just gonna review these as a single unit because I honestly don't remember where one ended and the next one began. So, I thought they made some really interesting choices that I was not expecting at all. And spoiler alert for anyone who has not yet seen Obi-Wan Kenobi and is interested in it. Princess Leia is the main plot hook for these 2 episodes.
Yes.
It's the reason that Kenobi leaves Tatooine.
Yeah, so Princess Leia gets kidnapped by a band of the galaxy's most Looney Tunes bounty hunters.
Oh my god, that Force kidnapping scene. The Force chase is the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
As soon as I saw that scene, I knew people were going to use it to like slander the whole show. And I was like, come on, Disney, the show is good, and I know it's gonna be good, but you put this scene in it to make me sound stupid for liking it.
10-year-old girl. Nobody can catch a 10-year-old girl.
No, the worst thing about that scene is they do end up catching her. So why did that scene go on for so long? They should have just grabbed her right away and walked off. They didn't need to like stumble in the woods and bump into each other for 10 minutes.
It looks like they were intentionally missing her.
Yeah,
it
makes them look stupid. And now, to be fair, those characters, as we've seen them, are incredibly stupid. Obi-Wan Kenobi is able to easily defeat them by just throwing cocaine on the ground and running away.
Right. Oh, yeah, we saw Star Wars Meth Lab.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars Meth Lab. I actually, when I saw that scene, I recorded it and I texted it to Alex, and I was like, Star Wars Meth Lab.
And one of the evil pirates is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, so that's fun. Also, the girl that sells the girl that gives Obi-Wan cocaine is his daughter, is Ewan McGregor's daughter in real life.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing, the goons are hired by Reva, and Reva is the third sister. She's one of the Inquisitors. There's 2 other Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors, if you don't know, are a band of ex-Jedi that have been tasked by Darth Vader to hunt down the remaining Jedi.
So there's the Grand Inquisitor, who he gets sliced up, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be okay. And then there's the other guy who's like chilling and whatnot. But Reva, her whole deal is she just wants Kenobi, and she doesn't really say why, but she wants Kenobi, assumedly because Vader.
I have theories. We can talk about theories after we finish the review.
So I don't know. Reva had kind of a mixed reaction. Like, there's some people like, go girl, and there's some people who are like, that's not a good character. And then there are some people like, black people shouldn't be in Star Wars. And so
we don't, those people are not that they have the wrong opinion.
so far I'm kind of in the camp of like, I'm in the camp of I don't quite like her character yet. The actress is fine.
I think she needs more time. I want to
see where it goes because they haven't really explained much about her, and I kind of want to know more.
So, okay, I guess generally before we get into like theories, what was everyone's like general thoughts on the series so far?
It was exactly what I expected it to be.
It was different than I expected it to be, but so far so good. I liked the ending of episode 2. That was really cool.
I like the parts where Obi-Wan is just sitting in a cave sad more than I like the second episode where he's out.
No, I like the part where Obi-Wan learns that Anakin's alive, and he's like, oh crap. And you can like...
Yeah, I do like that part where he's just like...
I thought there were a lot of really cool scenes, but there were also a lot of really dumb scenes that kind of take the weight out of the scene. Like when Obi-Wan is getting shot at by Tyrannosaurus bounty hunter.
I hate everything on Alderaan. I hate Alderaan in general.
Well, Alderaan has always just been like just a happy version of Earth, but like
I think it
looks like
it's a show that brings up a lot of cool ideas, and then so far has done nothing with them.
I think we'll see those ideas come to fruition in the next few episodes. So, like 100%.
Right now we have Obi-Wan being disenfranchised with the Jedi.
And we noticed he did reach out to Qui-Gon in that one scene, and I think at the end of the show we'll see him succeed.
Liam Neeson's going to show up as Qui-Gon 100% at some point. He didn't help that Jedi who was lost.
And he ended up dying.
The guy got killed, and I think he was sad. Like, darn, I should have helped him.
Yeah. He's working in a meatpacking plant by himself.
His knife is in Fortnite. That knife that he uses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a cool knife.
And we have the clone trooper who was homeless, which is interesting. That's an interesting idea.
Cool.
That was cool. Seeing the homeless veteran clone. That was like that was very
out of service.
That was very dark.
We have Spice Trade. We have young Leia, who's very mean.
I like how there's one mean. Drug in all of Star Wars.
I like
on Earth alone. Mm-hmm.
You forgot about death sticks,
which is just spice rolled up into a blunt.
well,
Star Wars has one drug. Earth alone has hundreds, and in Star Wars they have one drug.
It's just so good that you don't need any other.
Yeah. Other things I like. Uncle Owen.
Yeah,
I think he's fun.
I thought all the actors were really well cast.
I like so different from any other Star Wars writing. Have you noticed that? Like the dialogue is specifically like very different than any other Star Wars.
I love old Obi-Wan who is tired and bad at fighting.
Yeah,
that might be my favorite part of the show,
and it makes the stakes a lot more realistic.
I love that he has to like use a gun and like punch people and his hand hurts and like he is bad at using
whenever we
the
see someone just like punching the crap out of someone in Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, okay, and I like how they're handling Obi-Wan, where he's done no training for however long he's been in hiding.
Yeah,
because it makes sense when he inevitably fights one of the Inquisitors for him not to just immediately destroy them.
Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan Kenobi at his prime was a Jedi Master who was able to defeat Darth Vader when he was arguably at his most powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now he's, just old and sad and can't fight good.
Well, because he hasn't held a lightsaber in what, like 5?
Yeah, he buried his lightsaber in the desert.
Oh, I like live action clone troopers. That's cool.
That was cool too. Yeah, to see them.
I like how we haven't. All right, I'm gonna mute myself for a second.
Oh, let's talk about the fake Jedi on that planet.
Yeah, Kamala Nanjiani, dude, that was so funny. I love that, bro. Perfect role. Like I said, the casting in the show is absolutely on point. Because he has that sort of like if he was a real Jedi, that would have made perfect sense. But the fact that he was a fake Jedi makes even more sense for his personality.
He's just screwing people.
Yeah, he's just messing with people.
I love Kumail Nanjiani.
And then there was
he shows up in things.
Oh, the Grand Inquisitor guy. The eyes do go yellow, and it's
that's
cool when they do.
CGI'd all of his face in post.
Yeah, because people complained about it on Twitter.
Specifically,
people complained on Twitter, and they added it in CGI.
Well, good, because it shouldn't have been the other way.
It looked good.
Yeah, it looked good
looked
too.
Right.
But yeah. So I'm curious to see where they go with the Inquisitors.
What's interesting is like the other Inquisitors are like, dang, Reva, like too far, bro.
You know what I think is going to happen? I think when the Grand Inquisitor inevitably gets healed, because he's in Rebels and he's obviously going to get healed because duh. I think they're going to kick Reva out of the Inquisitors, and she, by the end of the show, will become a Jedi.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think,
or maybe not a Jedi, but like sort of like
Vader.
Ahsoka, where she's just sort of around,
Yeah, because I think the Inquisitors will also be hunting her. And
yeah,
so she'll be hunting Obi-Wan, and they're hunting her.
Yeah, and then so she'll want to hunt Obi-Wan because she'll be like, "Look, let me back in. I've got the coolest dude right here. I got him." Okay. One problem I do have with her, and not as like a character, but just like from a lore thing, I thought would have been more interesting, and they didn't go down this route. I think she should have been like the lowest rank in the Inquisitors because she's the 3rd sister. Like that's pretty high up. I thought she should have been like the 9th or 10th sister, and like her low status among the Inquisitors is what drives her to hunt Obi-Wan.
Is there ranking?
That's why they're
numbered. Ranking.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just like you're the 7th girl we recruited. You're the 7th sister.
No, they're like ranked. I mean, I think that is part of it, but they're also ranked in terms of like.
Because I just thought there was a Grand Inquisitor and then everyone else.
No, because like as the numbers go up, they clearly get more powerful. Like in every instance of them we've seen.
I guess.
But like, yeah, I think she should have been like more like on the edge of the Inquisitors, where she like kind of sucks and she wants to prove herself by catching Obi-Wan. But I don't know. We don't know her motivations yet, so I guess we'll see.
I don't know, but she's just like oddly fixated on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I hope they come up with a good reason for that, and it's not just she just really wants to find Obi-Wan for no reason.
Yeah, because I thought it was really odd how she was just name drop Obi-Wan, like, yo, I really want Obi-Wan specifically.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because
how does she know that?
Most people think Obi-Wan's dead.
Well, I don't know. Darth Vader.
I mean, but in the comics, Vader does go on like a hunt for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what doesn't make sense.
How does she know that
If
Darth Vader's Anakin?
can't find Obi-Wan, does Reva really think she can? Well, I mean, she did, but
maybe she's just stupid.
Okay, how does
Anakin's
she know that Anakin is Darth Vader?
Because she was the little girl at the beginning.
That better be the reason, because if that's not the reason, I'm going to be upset.
She watched Anakin slaughter all her friends, like.
Or the writers don't know that.
But that's another thing. Why would Anakin have spared her?
I don't think he did. I think.
Or did she just hide better than everyone else?
Maybe he recruited
that, or she's like, "Wait, I'm on your side, bro."
Maybe she saw him just kill other younglings like down the hall,
and then just like hid somewhere else.
And then like hid somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way that makes sense, because there's no reason for Anakin to have spared her.
So here's what's going to end up being the real answer. The writers don't know that everyone doesn't know that Darth Vader and Anakin are the same person, and they just assume that everyone.
They better figure that out, because that doesn't make sense.
No one does.
If the fans don't like it on Twitter, they'll fix it in post,
or make a whole movie to explain it later on,
or make a throwaway line in episode 10 to explain it.
No, because you know how they made Rogue One just to explain why there's an exhaust vent in episode 4 that you can explode the Death Star with?
Yeah.
That was cool, though.
No, Rogue One is the best Star Wars, or one of the 2 best Star Wars movies, but it only exists to explain that one plot hole. Okay. All right, Top Gun Maverick, and that's the last thing I think on the docket for today.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm so tired.
So, Top Gun. So once again, Thomas Drive plays the world's coolest man. Everything he does is absolutely the best, and he's the best there is at what he does, and no one can do what he does better than him. Even the characters that are literally written and like story driven to become better than him.
Yeah. So to be cast in this movie, you have to have a chiseled jawline. It's just a requirement.
You got to be super ripped all the time.
You got to be ripped. You got to look good on a beach.
And you cannot be a woman.
Well, you can, but only 2. Only 2 women allowed in the movie.
There's 2 women in the whole... No, there's 3, because there's the little girl.
There's the daughter of the bar owner, and there's the bar owner, and then there's the girl on the team. Yeah.
Sam, people are complaining in the chat about length.
That was just next step. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. I just want to say, this is what happens when we take 2 weeks off.
Yeah, this is what happens when we're gone for 2 weeks, and then we have to make up for time.
Top Gun was very, very good. It was a fun movie.
I thought that the practical effects were genuinely really cool. I think that the fact that they use real planes is really cool.
Every flying
scene. You could tell.
Yeah.
And the sounds, like, I get why they waited to show this in theaters.
Yeah. I do too.
This movie is the ultimate crowd pleaser.
This would be really lame if this was like a straight to streaming service movie.
It's an incredibly simple movie.
The movie was written by an AI robot, and the parameters were make the movie that every 40-year-old dad would think is the coolest movie ever.
Yeah, but you remember the original Top Gun. Like, there's no story to it. It's just like,
it's nonsense.
Let's watch planes. Planes are rad.
The original Top Gun is a bad movie.
It's awful. It's actually really bad. Aside from the last 10 minutes, the movie's really bad.
The only thing that happens in the original is that his friend dies in a training.
Yeah, that's
exercise.
it. Everything else is pointless.
The difference with this movie is that it has a plot.
Yeah, this movie, they have a goal that they work towards. In the first one, they just train, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't really have complaints about this movie. It was fun.
No, this movie was fun. Yeah. It was very basic. But it was fun to watch.
It's a good summer movie. You can take the whole family to it.
Yeah, you can take your friends, you can take your family. Make sure you take your dad.
Not too long. Make sure you take your dad.
With his partner's son, and how he like withheld this thing from the academy, and they had like beef, and then they like.
Yeah, there were some genuine. The dialogue was awful. The dialogue was bad, but the story, the relationships with the characters, I think were really strong.
Yeah, and Thomas Drive was in the movie, and he played the main character.
Like that first scene in the bar when all of the new recruits walk in and they're just like, "Oh, that's cool guy. He's cool." And then the other guy walks in, he's like, "Nah, I'm cool guy. I'm cool." And then the other guy walks in, and he goes, "No, I'm cool guy. I'm cool." And then the other guy from before was like, "No, cuz I'm cool guy." And then the girl goes,
like,
"You know,
Thomas
he's right.
Cruise
He
is
is
buying
cool
drinks
guy."
for everybody.
And then what's it? Bob exists.
True.
That's I think all I can say about that character.
Very fun movie. It had the best Memorial Day weekend of any movie ever.
That's true.
That
and
makes perfect sense. It is just Navy propaganda.
The highest debut of any Tom Cruise movie. The highest opening weekend.
It's good.
Wasn't it? It was like $150 billion.
Sam, would you recommend Top Gun Maverick?
I would recommend Top Gun Maverick to pretty much anyone because it's dumb enough that anyone can understand it, but it's good enough that you won't think that it's bad.
I have more to say, but I'm so tired.
Every action movie, now when I see it, I compare it to F9. And so compared to F9, this movie is phenomenal. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Patrick, I think
that's a pretty low bar.
I've seen 2 action movies, or that's all I have to compare it to.
Patrick's gonna see what's that terrible movie that everyone
Morbius?
Let me pull it up.
Compared to next step says compared to Morbius, though it's not that good. Yeah, it's not that good compared to Morbius. That's true. It's pretty mid compared to Morbius. I'm definitely gonna see it now. Yeah, definitely. It's pretty good. I'm reading chat now because Tucker's Googling.
I gotta find. I forget the name. I gotta find it.
What is the thing? What are you looking for?
It's a terrible action movie from the early 2000s with Antonio Banderas.
What is the plot?
It's about 2 assassins fighting each other. I'll find it.
Antonio Banderas action movie 2000s.
I think we can probably call it quits here.
Hang on, Tucker's got to find his thing. We'll call it quits when Tucker finds his thing.
Find it. Okay, hang on.
The AirPods make you look like you're wearing earrings, by the way. I just thought that.
Me?
Yeah, no, Tucker.
Funny.
Oh, good.
That's very cool. Because they're falling out of my ear.
Legend.
AirPods are the official sponsor of today's episode.
That's right.
Let's play the top.
Ballistic X versus Sever.
What is it called?
How does Next Step have the time to just be here for the whole thing?
Next Step only does moderating streams, so she's here a lot.
Some would call it obsession.
Some might call it that, but we appreciate her obsession because it makes it easier to run the show.
Patrick, if you're bored tomorrow, go watch the movie Ballistic X versus Sever, starring Lucy Liu and Antonio Banderas tomorrow.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for the people who are watching live. Shout out to you guys. And also, the chat was surprisingly active, even though I read 3 chats this whole stream.
Sam is gonna immediately go stream 3 hours of Fortnite.
Yep, come back next week for the next episode, and I will see you guys later. I'm gonna end the stream here, and then I'll make a new stream so that I don't have to download a 6-hour VOD. But bye-bye, everybody. Have a good one.